Shall we play a game?
All right then, I think this is live. Looks like it's live. Had a few dramas with YouTube there. Hello, Dave Randall. How are you? Morning all. I think it's just you at the moment, mate. All good though. What are we here to do today? Oh yeah, we're going to get Störung. What am I doing in here? Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. All right. We are looking at the, hello Florian, DBBR 101 expert. Not me. And it's got its caddy car thing down here somewhere. You'll excuse me, I've got a new mouse. It's doing weird shit. We have the BPMMBDZF 286.1 expert. Hey V, hey Kuminati, hey Gav. How are you going? So what I thought, because this thing is just a bit weird, and I have to say I'm slightly better off than some of the other ambassadors because they got this literally an hour ago. I at least have been testing it a little while, so I know a little bit about it. Not enough, a little bit. We've got the expert, which is the one with buttons for putting in train data. We've got the MFD, which is the one that uses screens for putting in train data, and the white one, which is basically that one, but it's white. So we're going to start. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll go and do the tutorials because they will help explain some stuff better than I can, I think. So if we go into training center, training, that's what we want. And introduction. This is pretty standard introduction stuff, so we'll run through these because I think they'll help people. Hopefully everybody is good. Hello, Elite Modern TV Man. That sounds a bit loud for me. Looks all right for you guys though.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this DB-BR101 electric locomotive. This locomotive requires the reverser handle to be inserted before operation.
Now, one thing you need to know is rail driver not only doesn't work, it gives this locomotive the shits. Of course it's TSW4 Elite Modern TV Man. What did you think it would be? I'll set it to neutral. I should do what I'm told, shouldn't I?
Set the headlights to
hello, grumpy Englishman. Whoa, it started. Störung. It's begun. See, so far it's not too different to the other one, is it? But you've got all these new controls, and they all do things.
Controlled from this cab.
And we've got this, the evil box. ZD. Alright, back over here. Let's do what we're told. We're doing the training.
For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations.
You'll also notice it's in easy mode. Alright, doors. So it's got different door modes, but I'm just going to use the keyboard because I'm lazy, but you can actually change the door mode so that it only opens some doors or it opens lots of them or whatever. One thing I should show, actually this is only one car so you won't see it, but they open in a random order now. And sometimes they open and sometimes they don't.
Departure.
All right then. That wasn't long, was it?
The train is now ready to depart.
No, it's not. The doors haven't shut.
Forward. This controls the direction of travel.
Matt, you're evil.
Release the brakes and prepare to depart station.
Now, I'm going to grab my Xbox controller now. And brakes off.
Power in this locomotive is controlled by a throttle that sets the tractive effort target.
More. Elite Modern TV Man. Oh, the Romanians here. Hello. We've got a fault. Already we've got a fault. Let's have a look at it. Because you realise, see little flippies here. Oh, this mouse is twitchy. Twitchy, twitchy mouse. Click. What have we got? We've got two. We've one about LZB and PZB and one about CIFA. Oh well. We don't care. Don't care. We're only doing training. Let's just drive. Let's just pretend nothing happened and let's just drive. Hopefully it'll work. Some faults kill you and some faults don't. So when you get one, if you're stopped, it's going to yell at me. Let me just change the DPI and the mouse down a bit, make it a bit less twitchy. If you're stopped, you press that one and it gives you some instructions in German. Zeig. And if you're moving, you press that one and it gives you different instructions usually. And that one just goes back and you can go back where you were and ignore the fault. Some faults you can ignore and some faults will stop you driving. Reach a speed of 50 kilometers an hour. This is brave.
Move the throttle to the off position. This will stop.
Elite Modern TV Man asks, quick question, is this DBBR1 going to be replaced by Expert 1 in the expansion pack? Because it lays in the Dresden Riesa. This is the Expert 1. And in some situations on some routes, details on the forum post, yes, it does replace 101s. It will sub in.
Apply a small amount of braking force by moving the brakes into the braking range.
Oh, it doesn't worry me the console screens are in German because you've got a manual that's in English that'll help you find stuff. You just need to look up the codes. Fushima says this thing scares me. Well, it still scares me. Florian says I'm really glad I know the language. Yeah, there's times that I wish I did. I think we should go faster, don't you? But which mode am I in? I'm not in any PZB mode, so I can probably go up to 100 and not over it. Because if I go over it, it'll stop me. Because I haven't got any PZB modes turned on, because I haven't put in any train data yet. We're just cruising. Now, a lot of the fault codes, if you look at them, and go back into the Störung screen, a lot of them have actually a code that you can use. Some of them do, some of them don't. I'll just zoom in on that. So these particular ones don't, so you've just got to look them up in the manual and try and figure out which ones they are. But this one's telling me CIFR's turned off with a Weta fart. And the other one, this one's actually a circuit breaker, LSS44F01, so we can go and have a look at that in a minute. In fact, why don't we just... We'll ignore the tutorial. We'll just jump up. Which number was it? I forgot. 44F01. Okay, let's go find it. Down into the engine room. There it is. It'll be that one. 44F01. So we should be able to go click, and that'll clear that fault. We should, in theory, be able to sit down here and see that fault's gone now. The CIFR one's still there because CIFR actually is turned off. CIFR one will stay there. So that will be a permanent fault because I'm not turning it on for the tutorial. So get rid of our brakes. Brakes off. And wait till it's down to 1 bar or so and power up. Elite Modern TV man knows half German. Like, I know a few words because I've been running the German trains for a while. Kuminati says, Weta fart sounds like a driver issue. Yes, Gav, 146 pages. So if people haven't got a link to the manual yet, you can get the manual without the DLC, sorry. Let me just grab you the link from here. And I'll paste it into the chat. Because I imagine... you'll be interested in it. 1.6 Ks, and I'll just back off because we are getting to 100 kilometers an hour, and without any train data in, it will stop me because PZB's not active. You can tell PZB's not active because there's no lights on.
You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the brakes into the braking range.
Not the loudest horn in the world. And it's blocked a lot of my keys. Wants me to stop, does it? 0 meters. That's good. Actually 700, so won't let that worry us. Hello, Richie Rail. You have some medication for wheaty farts. That's probably a good idea. Train guide says turn on PZB. Oh, we will, don't worry. but not for the tutorial. Stop's pretty good, especially with no train data in it, because it doesn't really know how to stop. More brakes, more brakes. That's all the brakes it's got. But like I said, without any train data in, it's not going to stop that well. Yes, pure fry double to you as well.
Nice job. The train has safely come to a stop. You can now open the doors.
Woohoo. Doors opening. We should go down there, shouldn't we? Should we go down there? Of course we should. Should we go look inside? Of course we should. More buttons. I don't think I can go in there because I'm on that 8 cam. But we'll have a look. I'll have a proper look at the coach. One thing you will need to know, you need to be able to interpret this stuff on the sides, depending on your brake mode that you're running in, because you need to do maths. Elite Modern TV, man, of course it's reused. It's from the 101. Where do you think it would come from? Oh, that's right, I didn't actually leave, did I? Set the passenger doors to lock. Very good. No. There we go.
That concludes all the basics of operating this train.
Church bell activated. Angulating. Passengers, get off. Okay. We've got a platinum medal in the training centre. Lovely. Now, this one. Yeah, BRS 286. Yeah, that's its cab car. That should be fine. I think that's its cab car. Of course it looks the same on the outside, that train guy. It's a 101. That's how it's going to work.
In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of a 786 BPMM BDZF DB.
Enter the BR101 first. Right. Hey, look, it looks like a 101. Well, it actually is quite different because they have blinds down and stuff like that, and they get fogged up windows like that. So it does have differences.
ZWS is needed so the loco recognises the cab car. Let's enable it.
That one? No, it's in the other end. I got in the wrong end. Oh, hang on. I'm going to show you something. You can look for terrorists. I assume it's really to look in case things are on fire. And you can come in here and you can press buttons and do random things, like you can make things stop, make things start. Some things make noise when you stop them, some don't. There's things in cupboards. Actually, in the tutorial it looks like there aren't things in cupboards, but there are in... Oh no, there they are. Things in cupboards. And there's many valves. Many valves. Many valves. And of course, there's a very helpful diagram for the valves. But it's in German. Uh-oh. Dude. Here's something I never tried. Can you look through this from this side? No. That's boring. I want a better look through there. Alright. ZWS it wants, doesn't it? There we go.
Now let's go back to the cab car.
Ooh, look, it's flashing now. So we haven't entered anything. So 9, which is a good value for passengers. 14. Let's go up a little bit. You don't really need to do this in the tutorial, and I'll try and explain it. We've got 3 coaches plus the locomotive, so it would be about, let's go with about 90 meters long, I would think. And top speed, yeah, 140 is fine for what we're doing. Dunk. There we go. Train data in. Oh, wrong side. Don't get out on the wrong side. Someone will run you over. Alright, back to the 101. That way. Smart. The horn on the 101 was recorded on a real 101 too. You gonna let me in there or have you locked me out? No, you've locked me out. Okay. You really want me to go up here, don't you? There are some new sounds, but given they're recorded from a 101, and they're all recorded from a 101, then it's going to sound pretty much like a 101, unsurprisingly. Close. satisfactory door sound. You can probably hear a baby in the background today. Should we go look in the coach? Why not? So it's the baggage and bicycle area. This is the posh people's coach. Actually, this is second class. It's not the posh people's coach at all. Have we got a posh people's coach? We do have a posh people's coach. Now, what's interesting is you can't get in here, but I know there's a little joke inside that room. There's more buttons. You can open this panel and push stuff if you wish. We are now in the posh person's area. I don't know, can you unfold those? No. But posh seats. More posh seats. More posh seats. Is that enough posh seats? Let's go up the front. Alright, let's get going. Come on. Oh, these things here do work. These screens, they all do stuff. You don't want me to do it because it's your tutorial and you've locked me off the switch. Okay. You don't want me to play. Sit down in the driver's seat. What is the one I just did?
Insert the reverser handle to begin.
Right. Reverser handle. There we go.
Unlock the brakes with the brake key to allow braking to be controlled from this cab.
Sounds like fun.
Set the reverser to forward. This controls the direction of travel.
Doopy doopy.
For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations.
Now, this one, the faults come up there on these two panels.
Use the door selection switch to allow the correct doors to open.
And we do have a fault, but clearing it's easier. You just push the button. I think I've got the doors open. No, set the door side selected to the right. It's actually going to make me do it.
Close the doors before departure.
And on this one,
you need to make sure the brake cylinders are empty. Release the brakes and allow for the brake cylinders to release.
So you can turn on and off the fault simulation. You can change the chaos factor. So it's set on 1, so you'll get faults, but not many. And you can reset many internal faults, but not all of them. Sometimes it will stop you driving, and that is quite deliberate. And you can come out of here if you want to. So if you want to pop out, it's just 0. Back in the normal visibility for the train. Set the train brake to release back onto the Xbox and controller room, which is annoying because, of course, it's backwards for this one.
Now you can apply power and get moving.
Yay! Now, it's one of these, you can hold it and up like that, and it will gradually get more power at some point in time when the brakes finish releasing. I think I did it too early, didn't I? Did I do it too early? I did. See how it went up and then went down again? See ya! Sorry, I've got people here. Hello, Raphael. Yes, it won't. I have to behave because Raphael's here. Raphael, writer of the manual. So if you want to thank people for having a manual, that's who did it. Cabcar's got a cool horn. Whoops, I haven't done something, have I? Oh, yeah, it wants me to do it with the mouse. Raphael wants me to use the mouse. There we go. Apply some more power.
Coasting is a method used to
there we go, now it's happy.
Speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements.
Hold, that's what we want. That'll work. Oh, we're going to try and catch up. The model looks the same on the outside. Well, it's, you know, it's a 101. I hope I don't screw it up, Raphael. You really do. We've got 2 Raphaels. Excellent. And the train guy's still saying if I had this, I'd blow it up in 5 seconds. He's just hopefully saying that. Oh, I've got to set the throttle door off. I'm being naughty. And it wants me to use the mouse. There you go. You happy now? No? Where do I have to put it? 0. isn't it recognising that? I played through all of these tutorials during test and they all worked. Damn it. Oh well, that's okay. It is a poor mouse. Machine Site says, is it possible to lock singular coach doors when in front of them so they don't open when they're triggered? I haven't tried, but Raphael's here and lets you know that you can, you can't do that. Passenger safety's up to Darwin when you overshoot. It's all good. Now, I know it doesn't clear the fault when you press the light, Raphael, but it does, stops the light turning on. Yes, and this will be out tomorrow. And that train guy, you could get it. Credits also go to Fubian, who is an absolute legend too for writing this. The manual is really impressive. It is easily the best one from Train Sim, and you need it. Why that hasn't recognised me wanting that to off. Because it's not going to progress in the tutorial now. Let's go all the way up, bring it all the way back. No, you're just going to get mad at me. Okay. We'll stop it at the next station and we'll go on with the fault tutorial. And the second Raphael is the guy that did the sounds for the 101. Excellent. We've got two Raphaels. Hopefully I'm not butchering your names too badly. And we've got the real one, and the one with the emergency is an imposter. Excellent. Oh well. Anyway, since this one's not actually going to progress, let's flip out to the tutorial with faults, because I'm sure you want to see that. And the faults are my worst nightmare. Sometimes they're easy to figure out and fix, and sometimes they're not. And I have to admit that I was one of the people who agitated for trains with faults for years and years and years. And I'm really happy that we finally got them, but man, they're hard. This one's train data and this one's faults. Let's do train data so we can go through that. And I literally make up the train data, but there are ways that you're supposed to do it. So put it in the manual, but I've found numbers that work for most services.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to enter the train data in the BR101.
And which one are we in? We're in the one with the panel. So insert the reverser handle. Very good. And forwards. Brake key.
If you look at your indicators, you can see that your train is currently in PZB mode U, indicated by the lit up 55. The max speed of the mode is 100 km per hour. To reach higher speeds, you'll need to input your train data into the computer at the back wall. On this computer, you will see multiple numbers. BRA is the brake mode, BRH is the brake power, ZL is the train length, and VMZ is the maximum speed of your consist. Let us start by inputting the brake power. It's calculated from given values for each vehicle in your consist. Train length and maximum speed are more self-explanatory. Your train is 260 meters long and has a max speed of 200 kilometers per hour.
Oops, skipped it.
Lastly, we need to confirm the data by pressing Send Train Data.
So, hi Neil.
Flashing, they're accepted.
9 is a good number to use for passenger trains. The lower numbers are for other kinds of trains, so freight trains or goods trains, depending on what you call them. I usually go back and forth between 9 and 6. There are real numbers that you should put in here, but 9 and 6 work for me. The calculated brake value, I'm not actually going to try and explain this to you because go and read the manual. The manual does a great job. But basically on the locomotive itself, for your braking mode, whichever mode you're in, there are weights for you to look at for the different modes. And on the carriages, there are also weights. And putting it really, really simply and keeping it kind of dumb, and feel free to yell at me, Raphael, what you're doing is adding up the effective braking capacity of your train, and you divide that by the actual weight of your train, and then you multiply it by 100, and I'm zoomed in again. That's what you put in here. So in this particular case, they've pre-calculated it, it's 18. There is a calculation tool which can help you, and if I remember how to get into it in here, if this thing will let me... Is it button 1 or one of the other? Actually, it might be locked out because it's a tutorial. But there is a calculation tool that you can get into on this screen. Actually, it's probably the ST light, isn't it? No, that's false. There's a calculator in here somewhere. That's fine. We'll go through it later when we go onto the thing. Now I've got to press button 0, which is all the way over here. It's a bit of a pain that there's a lever behind it. But anyway, let's get moving and let's try not to screw this up too badly. So we've got our train data in. Oh, well, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do the most important bit. Press send.
Return to your seat to see the TSW mode has changed to O.
Yeah, so you can see this has stopped flashing now.
Consider the 55.
When you do the same thing on the MFD, when you're using it on this screen, you have to press send twice.
As soon as you release the brakes.
Okay, let's release the brakes then and end the tutorial. And then let's do the one with faults, and then let's actually drive this thing. And you can watch me get very embarrassed. Yes, Raphael is correct. He's telling you the right way to do it. I'm just telling you ways that work for me by cheating. 2 Raphaels, aka Mario Brothers. Fair enough, Gav. Alright, to the trains, and we want to go and do the faults one, so... I didn't press training, did I? Because I'm silly. Alright, training, and 101 expert, and we want to do faults. Because this will do a better job of explaining it than me, and then we can just go and you can just watch me break a train and not be able to fix it. It'll be fine. Or it'll do what the other thing it does and have no faults at all.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to diagnose faults and handle them on a generic basis.
And honest, it's really easy and it works every time too. And it's not being really clear, it's not the train that doesn't work, it's the thing between the chair and the keyboard.
A yellow ST
Me.
just appeared. Your train has developed a fault.
Uh-oh.
Click on ST, it appears the fuse for your wipers has blown.
Uh-oh.
To get more information on how to fix
Good thing it's sunny.
we need to click on the button next to it, V equals 0.
Yeah, so when you're stopped, it's V equals 0, and if you're not stopped, it's V greater than 0. So it's probably velocity would be my guess.
This screen is in German. With the ID in the top left, you can search the manual for an English translation.
You can indeed.
In this case, it's just telling you to try to re-enable circuit breaker 71F09. Let's do that.
Off we go then. I'll just get my cursor back in here. There we go. Instead of on the stream. So you have a great deal of buttons in here, and sometimes you can just click them, and that's the end of the fault. But sometimes it's a little bit harder than that, and you might flick it and it just flicks off again. And sometimes you can still drive the train. Sometimes you'll have to disable systems, which does require you to come over here and do various things to the braking sometimes. And you may have to disable, there's some valves under here as well. So there's flange lubrication, which I've never had to touch. There's LZB and PZB. Sitting around here, stand, brake cylinder bogey 2, not active, towing valve, and there's another valve next to it for the parking brake, cut-off valve for CIFA, release valve for the distributor, cut-off valve for the distributor, cut-off valve for the charging pipe, and cut-off valve for the pantograph. Now in these ones, if you want to turn CIFA on and off, it's not quite as simple as it was before, so please read the manual.
You can press the C button to return to the main screen. Release.
Okay, now we can drive again. But this will complete the tutorial, of course. So it's time to actually drive and watch me make a fool of myself. 114 circuit breakers, says Raphael. Broken wipers, says Trinin in 20. I can't read what that says. Omgiving. Yeah, so it's just a pretty basic fault, but you get some good ones. So let's go in. There are some scenarios. So there's quite a bit of training. which is good to have. It's basic training though, so you do need to read the manual. You're not going to get away with driving this without reading the manual. You're really not. So if we have a look at, actually what I want to look at is go back to the 101 itself. Sorry, pick a train. Scenarios, BR 101 expert. So sweaty palms, empty pipes, and take a cab back. So there's 3 scenarios for you to play with there. They are hard. Let me just say that. And if you go to the cab car, which will be down here somewhere. There it is. There's one for touchdown. So they're on various routes. And services wise, if we go back out again, there's quite a lot. So I did see someone say it was bereft of services. It's really not. You can choose whichever one you want. So the expert is the one that we were in the training. Then there's the MFD version, which has the ZDE system on the screen, and the white version. So let's just grab this one for now. So I've installed all the German routes. So we're picking up Bahnstreck Bremen Oldenburg, Schnellfahrstreck Kassel Wurzburg, Terrain de Ramp Dresden Chemnitz, Bahnstreck Salzburg Rosenheim, and Nürnberg Dresden. And if we look at them, yeah, there's quite a few. And it does sub in for 101s that were there before. So if we come out of there and have a look at Kassel Wurzburg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on there. Nice long ones as well. Terrain de Ramp, one of my favourite routes. And there are 5 in here. I didn't read out the disclaimer. I'm sorry. This is a pre-release version. What you see tomorrow may be different. I doubt it because, you know, it's tomorrow, but you never know. And we've got, what, about 12 here for this one? And about, what, 6 on here. So I'm going to go and jump into, which one will we do? Bremen Oldenburg, Kassel Wurzburg, Terrain de Ramp. I think Terrain de Ramp. Nah, Nürnberg Dresden. I always screw up Nürnberg Dresden. Let's do it. Let's do it. And just so you can see the train, I will do custom weather, a little bit of light clouds, because I like light clouds. June's fine. It's kind of summer, but maybe we need a touch of fog, don't we? A bit more clouds than that. And let's go. And what I should do, if you haven't seen it, let me see if I can set this up just to go onto a screen. So let's make the manual bigger, and then I will just show the manual while it's loading up. And hopefully I can make this work. There we go. So the manual is massive, 143 pages. It's really well laid out, so I encourage you to go and have a look. And it's set up for both the 101 and the cab car. It covers all the variants of the 101. There's a lot of information for you. There really is. There is heaps and heaps and heaps. I've just realised I've closed chat. You will find out a lot about this train. Even just using the GSMR in this train, look at that. 33 pages for the GSMR. It gives you a little bit of an idea of what it can do. And there's extras. So there's a bit of extra information. So being able to open the doors from inside the train, your auxiliary controls and loco, and the emergency brake lever. Remind me to show you that because there's a little bit of a trick to the emergency brake lever if you use it. There's a lot of information about the train itself. Discussion of the scenarios, timetables, what it is and isn't compatible with. Describing the expert mode and the different modes. It does warn you the safety systems are on by default. You can turn them off, it is possible. And you can set the game to not be in expert mode. You can put it into expert mode off. You can also change the prompting that you get like usual. But anyway, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because we'd be here all night because, you know, there's 130 something pages of it. But it is really detailed and it's a really good read. And I am actually going to keep it open because I have a faint suspicion I will probably need it at some point because I'm going to have to go hunting probably. All right. Let's get the thing set up and get the doors open. And doors should open. We don't have any faults at the moment, which is handy. I'm actually going to ignore the GSMR. Now we can go in here we'll be in chaos factor 1, which is stand up and come around behind the chair so we can actually see the screen properly. Well, chaos factor 1, so that's the lowest one. You can go up to 100. If you go up to 100, it will hurt you. Let's just say it will hurt you. You will not survive the drive, I would suggest. So don't do that. Raphael says there will be some slight updates at release. Consider this version 0.0. Fair enough. Yes, Random Swiss, this is still live. And we've got our panel over here, so I can pretend to do it the right way. It's not really going to work out for me, though. So I know what numbers I'm actually going to put in there for this particular train. But basically, you have to take the ones that are in the brake mode that you're going to use. And if I remember rightly, are we in P, I think, for... I think it's passenger mode is P, but anyway. So 9. I'm going to put that up to 20, actually. And how long is our train? Let's just go and sit down for a moment. And no, not T, not that one. This one. We are 203.4 meters. So we'll just put in 20. And Raphael's going to yell at me again. But that's okay. I'm a big boy. And our maximum speed, I'll put in 160. And press... There we go. That's accepted that. I'm in R mode. Okay, good. I was winding back in there to go look at my mode. So R mode, it's 120 tons for that one. And on the coaches, we've got... So I can't pretend to know about German trays. I really can. 107. And there's 1, 2, 3. And I think the 1s and 2s might actually be different weights from memory. Yes, this one's 108, so that's a ton heavier on the 2s. You've got to add those up. And eventually you get down the back to the cab car and you've got to add that in as well. Eventually. Hello workers, doing a good job. Very clean. And this one's 90. So once you've added all those up, you come back in here. Transfer reference, if you know, I'll yell at you, that means you know you did wrong. Oh, if you don't yell at me, the train will. Neil had to disable the PZB lever in one of the cab car scenarios, wasn't getting brakes in the cab car. Yes, that happens. Hello, Elijah's Transport. Why do you think it's overpriced? This took a year for several people to make. Why do you think it's overpriced? You haven't had it. You haven't tried it. So, I accept that not everybody's actually going to want this thing. That's perfectly okay. And not everybody's going to want to drive a machine that throws faults at them. I'll just close the chaos factor screen. I'm trying to remember how to get into the calculator in here, because there is one. But, yeah, one of the buttons there does that. But use the manual, please. Do a better job than me. Anyway, brakes off. And we have closed the doors, so we can go. Off we go. You can see we've got the 85 lit up down there on the display. Safe to release. So if I don't screw up the train, I'll screw up PZB. One or the other. Maybe both. Hello, C. Well, that sounded ominous. Oh, I put the brakes on. I used the wrong button on the controller. See, I told you I was smart. Alright. Then the brakes finish coming off. There we go. Yeah, I'm using my Xbox controller. One thing to bear in mind if you drive with a rail driver, like the one to my left here that you can't see, unplug it. Because in the current generation of this, the cab car doesn't actually work with rail driver. It's not hooked up. And it, like the original 101, the rail driver drives it bananas. So, that's on the list. Oops, I haven't done headlights. Yeah, this is going to go badly. Gonna know I've gone. Headlights. That would help. That would be a good idea. And I don't think I turned on the lights in the train either. And... right. On. Yep, now we're all good. Now we're good. Now we can just drive. And I'll behave myself with the speeds, because if I don't, TSB will hurt me. This one does work if you can press the SEPA button whenever you want and it will stave off the timer, which is quite good. I like that. So you don't have to wait for SEPA, you can just press it now. You can 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 press it now. And it is actually doing the pedal. So if you look down there, see, it's doing the pedal like a real one. Whoops, whoops, speeding, speeding, naughty, naughty. Let's just slow that down just a little bit. That's enough. Get rid of that. You know, aren't I meant to have my headlights on during bright times? I thought I was. Okay, go back to normal then. I'm sure all the tutorials get you to put it on bright. I know American trains want to run brights all the time. So far, no faults. So that's a good thing. I love the sounds it makes. There's a lot. I like that when you climb into the thing and it's cold, it has foggy windows and you have to defrost them. I'm being brave going out of a cab. Because I know you want to see it. Pick up a bit of power now. It's going through. Bremen Oldenburg District Terminals have freight services without classic 101 substitution. With 101 substitution, you get passenger services on Dresden, Chemnitz, and Kassel-Wurzburg. That's from Raphael. Tabernet 1, hello from Spain. Hola. Thank you very much for your videos and live broadcasts. I learn a lot and give you a loving nickname, the Beard of Wisdom. Thank you. Whoops, I'm about to go too fast. And got SEPA in just in... Did I get SEPA in just in time? Yes, I did. Just in time. That was close. I need to pay attention to this train. This train is mean. You need to pay attention to it. So the English trains, you can watch a YouTube video, you can listen to music, you can read a stream chat, you can do all those things. German train? No. German train makes you behave yourself as a driver. Kind of like a real one. I think I'm going to stop just a little bit early. Yep. We'll survive. Raphael, the German drivers put their trains into full service when they open the doors? I should go and look at the doors because... now that we're on a train, they actually open and close at different times, which is really cool. Whoops. Bumps the controller. And when I close them... I'm going to miss that when I drive the other trains, you know. Random Swiss, yes, it's live. Lorenzo Patolini, good evening, how are you? Neil TV8 says press 0 first. That's what I wasn't doing. Right, thank you. Train Spotter Raphael says hi beams, yes, we've done that one. Uberk says morning, I have to go to the dock. I hope that's not good. I hope it is good, rather, sorry. I hope it is good news, not bad news. Doors closing. Stand clear of the closing doors. And off we go to Reza. No faults yet. I could put it in chaos, put the chaos mode up a little bit. Should I? Do I dare? I don't know. No, I'm really not sure if I want to. Oops, I put the throttle on too early. It has to be less than 1 bar or you get locked out. So where I'm looking 1 bar is over here on this top brake valve. So when that gets below 1 bar, then you can throttle up. Otherwise, it just ignores you. No doubt you want a horn. That would scare the crap out of Germans. Because, you know, they don't honk the horn. Transporter Raphael says you're supposed to release your brakes and apply the direct brake just to hold your loco in place. Ah, so it's the same as the trains that I'm on. We do that. We come into the platform and stretch the train as we come to a stop by bailing off the locomotive, and then we apply the loco brakes and leave it all stretched out. Uh-oh. You know what I just didn't respond to? I didn't respond to a PZB. That's alright. It'll let us go eventually. Now we wait. It's pumping up the brakes. That's a problem between the chair and the keyboard again. See, I had just finished saying, German train, no, you got to pay attention. What do I do? Not pay attention. What does it do? It lets me know I should have been paying attention. So let's do it again. No, I don't want to be Lucas and put 100 chaos factor on, thank you. One's often entertaining enough. What my graphical settings are in this build. Better get back in the cab, I think. Would be a good idea. Otherwise, I'm just going to get myself in trouble. Lorenzo says it's morning there. Well, good morning to you then. Criminati says, nothing made me cry harder than working out PZB, and I still don't get it. Trumpy Englishman says, if you want to feel the pain, German PZB. You can use my PZB method, which is you acknowledge every signpost, signal, person, bush, barrel, car, train, piece of track, bit of the sky. That works. Or you can turn the helper on and be a little reliant on the HUD. Really, I should press CIFA earlier and not wait for it to tell me, but, oops. Speeding again, I'm being naughty. There we go. YouTube just popped up and said, now would be a good time to insert ads. No, it wouldn't. I don't want ads in my streams, thank you. I want people to live in peace. Harmony. Yes, it was a CIFA emergency brake. Now, I should actually show you the other emergency brake because there is a little bit of a trick to it. Let's cancel the CIFA. So, if I use this thing and I stop the train, so let's just throttle back to 0. And it's not a fault that it's telling me about, it's telling me the emergency brake's on. We can go in there and look at that. Come on, come on. So we have a Zwangsbremsung, not surprising. Now if I try and put this back, this is why I wanted to show you this, is a little bit of a trick. See, I can't. I'm stuck. What you have to do is put the brakes to full service. Full service or emergency, I forget, one or the other. Let's see. Yeah, so it's emergency. Put it the rest of the way, emergency. Now I can put this back. And I can release the brakes and wait, and the train will pump up. You can see the yellow needle on the larger of the brake gauges there, happily pumping itself up. Then the brakes will release. There they go, they're starting to release now. You can see that on the gauge there. and we'll be able to move again. So we've got one and we can go. I wanted to show you that because it's a pain in the bum. It really is. Let's just clear out of our faults screen. There are other screens on here as well, so you can put in your train number if you want to. So I think, what's ours? No, this one doesn't have one, but on the routes that have got a train number, you can put your train number in there. What else can you do in this thing? Come out of there. You can look at the amount of power that's happening. So if I increase my power a bit, you can see it going up. So you can use the gauge on the dash, or you can use the gauge on MFD if you wish, and see the individual traction motors, which is kind of cool. You get another way to see the indicators from here, so you can see them on this screen, which I imagine would be handy if this went faulty and it wasn't working. Maybe you can use the ones on the MFT. That would be interesting. I haven't actually tried that, so I don't know. I suppose you could. And this one's turning your traction motors on and off, if I remember rightly. You can isolate them from here. I think that's what that one is. I'll try and be good with CFA. Alright, this is where I find out whether I put my train data in properly, because otherwise when I hit 100 it'll stop me. Mackinsight says, the thing I'm very grateful about, horn only in emergency situations, not like US trains. Yes. 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 I'm with you. I really am. I was actually of two minds about whether I would stream this, because I cannot in the slightest pretend to be good at driving this and understand what's happening, particularly when I get faults, and I do just tend to muck about with it and try and figure it out, and I just try and get my way through it. I muddle through it, and if I can, you can. Because I'm just an ordinary player like you guys. I know a little bit about German trains, probably like your average player, but not enough to be useful. I don't know German, although I'm recognising some of the words, like Zwangsbremsung, you recognise that one. Whoosh. We got Riesa in 37 kilometres. Ah, so I picked a stopping service. That was smart. I'm going to pass another train in a moment as we cruise by on the fast track. I do like the this route. It's one of my favourites in the German ones, I think. All of your usual buttons on the controller work, so B or circle depending on your controller flavour, or the usual Q key. I'd love to tell you the rail driver's alert button works, but the rail driver doesn't. But that's something that's inherited from the other 101, so it's not unique to this one by any means. It just doesn't like rail driver, so I always unplug it when I'm playing a 101. When I told poor William about it, I can imagine the look on his face when he's like this. I have to fix something for 2% of the community. I understand the feeling, I really do. Because I do actually work in the software industry as a day job. I get it, 80-20 rule. Doesn't mean I'm not sad that Raildriver doesn't work, but, you know, I get why it doesn't on release. It'll come. It will happen. Mackinsight says Helper does more bad than good in my experience, and thanks for not having ads. YouTube does still shove them in sometimes, but just, it's not me. Sooner or later it insists and puts them in, but I don't put them in. And I better start thinking about slowing down. The Helper doesn't help you learn, it just helps you play. So if you want to learn, I agree with Mackinsight, you need to turn the Helper off and you need to start understanding PZB. I kind of do, But every time I think I'm on top of it and I'm doing a run without the helper, I get something wrong and get punished. I've slowed down a bit too much, but that's alright. It's better than the other way. There's one particular place on this route that nearly always gets me. We're passing over some speed magnets there, so if you don't slow down, it will slow you down. Well, if I do overshoot, you know, we've got new people in the stream. You may not know this stream has commands. So you can always use this one if I overshoot. Feel free. So I'll leave you to figure out what the other commands are, but I'm sure you can figure them out. If not, ask Nightbot for help. Uh-oh. You know what happened there. See? Go out of the cab. Ah! Hello, Nigel. Let's see if we haven't got any other faults. No, we don't have any other faults. We just have the idiot. Alright. We'll just wait now. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I should bring the throttle back, though. And release those. And away we go again. Did I do that too quickly? Oh, you know what I haven't done yet? I didn't. Push the button. Now I'll be able to go. There it goes. Now, one thing that's really funny with this train, and it happens with all the German trains when you've got SIFA turned on, is you can let it roll down the hill and it goes SIFA and stops you. And then SIFA will self-reset and it rolls down the hill and goes SIFA and stops you. It's kind of funny. You can just leave it that way if you want. I like watching it. What have we got coming? What have we got coming? Bit of oil. Oop, I get hit by a train. This time I'm going to keep pressing SIFA. More power. Let's give it everything. Let's press the passengers back into their seats after being thrown on the floor because it's SIFA'd. I never claim to be confident, Raphael. Alright, we can go back up to 160 now anyway. I just discovered something. I don't think the B button works when you're outside the cab. Because I pressed it that time. I might have to log a bug. Can you try that, Raphael? Can you try and reproduce if you can SIFA when you're outside the cab? Because I was pressing the B button then. So Q works, and if I'm outside, Q works. No, a lot of the time, sometimes the B button's doing it, and sometimes it's not. That's interesting. Alright, console people are going to have fun with that. That might be a little bit of a bug. Yeah, it's always working when you're in a cab, I can hear it. But it doesn't get that come up, that's interesting. So if I'm pressing B, so if I press B, I can hear it pressing the pedal, so it definitely is. Yep. Okay. We can call our signalman if we want to. I think it's 2, I think.
Jo, ML hier. Fahrt es dir bereits hier schnell? Die Reise noch.
They talk to you. I haven't hung up yet. Doesn't want to break. Better hang up though. Yes, I know. I hate trying to do this with a controller. It's always annoying. Come on, hang up. There we go. Little bit of throttle because we are going uphill. I'll be brave and go outside. Brave or stupid, I'm not too sure which. I saw one of the clocks on a pole back there. I like that on this route because they work. Raphael says you should be able to, you're just not able to hear when it goes off. You should be able to hear outside. Because the alerts are meant to come out on the universal, which means you hear them everywhere, regardless of where you are. Tell you what, we'll go outside and I'll just keep pressing B about every 10 seconds. And if we don't stop, we know it worked. Have we got foggy windows in the back? Or is it just the blinds shut? Oops. No, it's just the blinds. Oops. I'm going everywhere! See, that's why I don't use Xbox controller. Sitting just on the speed, or just under it, which is good. Back in sight says same voice clips as the ICE-1 EP. My unfavourite German train is the ICE-3 because you get in and try and turn it on, it just yells at you in German and you go, no, I'm out. It was actually funny, I think that was the first train I tried to play in Train Sim World and I actually just put the game away. I went, oh, I'm not playing that anymore. And I came back later and I tried one of the American ones, I think. And that was okay. And then I tried the English one and that was good. And yeah, well, alright. Yeah, there are blinds, but you do get foggy windows as well, so when they fog up, you have to demist them. Just starting up the air conditioning is enough. Are we allowed to go faster yet? We are not. It does have a nice continuous sound as the cars come past you. Some of the trains are a bit choppy, so you get sound from the car and then there's a break where the car ends and then choppy again. So the sound on this one's been done really, really, really well. I like it. And the locomotive, the sounds the locomotive makes, there's just so many of them. I don't know how they squeezed them into 16 channels, I really don't. Ah, reboot it, says Kuminati. Ooh, too fast. No speed magnet, I'm safe. It's fine. I'll get away with it. And since we are going downhill, I can put on just a touch of electric brakes. I'm one of these weird people that goes back and forth between controller and keyboard and mouse and everything else. Oh, and of course, if you haven't met it yet, it might be hard to show you this because it's on a very short cable these days. But, box. So I've got CIFA, doors, PCB acknowledge, PCB release, and the other one, free, whatever it is. It's a handy little thing, box. And because it's made with arcade buttons, I can just whack the crap out of it and I can't hurt it because it's basically designed for overpowered monkeys playing arcade games. Let's get that brake off. Because we're about to be allowed to go fast again. Very shortly. So what do you think so far? It hasn't bitten me yet. Maybe I should turn the chaos factor up a little bit. Am I game? That's the question. Ooh, am I game? Just got it. Let's try 7. I'm going to regret that. I know it. The more you put in, the higher the number, the more likely you are to get a fault. I don't think it controls whether your faults are scary or not, they just sort of happen. Criminati says Ice 3 has some bug where the battery shows it's on, but it actually isn't. I made a habit of turning it off and back on again. Hello Rail Abel, how are you? That's weird when that happens. It's usually because of some strange asset around the tunnel. So just to prove it's not the train, there you go. Still no faults, even with a chaos of 7. Yeah, I think people are going to like the cab car. We'll do a run in the cab car too before I go to bed. Back Insight says, what's powering the button box? It's a joystick controller. It's a arcade controller that plugs into the USB, and I've got the buttons configured to be keyboard buttons. I can try 5 to start slowly. We've got 7, so we'll see what happens. Still no faults yet. So what I should do is clear the fault screen. I should get into the habit of actually pressing the button. Gav says it's a box for Matt. Oops, wrong button. Put a bit of power on. Because I have slowed it down just a little bit too much. Florian says, very impressed, looking forward to having a go, and to have a cab car finally is fire. And I keep telling myself I need to get into the habit of just pressing the CIFA button all the time. Because real drivers don't hear CIFA, they just keep acknowledging. Do it, do it, do it. Probably every 30 seconds or so, I imagine. That's something I hadn't noticed before. The you get the air hiss sounds before it actually applies the brakes. V for Viti says, I wonder which level matches real life for Deutschbahn. 100. Put it on 100. Go for real life. Lauren says he's running late, Viti. Not just late enough yet. Well, I am running a bit late. I'm 5 minutes late. 5 minutes late here, and I've got 11 k's to go. I'll probably be about, what, 8-9 minutes late by the time I get there? Then we'll have a look at the cab car and drive from that. It's a lot quieter than this one. Push the button. I've been thinking about getting another button box and run it off the same controller and have a button on the floor for CIFA. Because that would be handy. You could just keep whacking it with your foot. Pretty much like they do in real life, because there's a pedal down there. And I think it's backwards in the trains. In a real train you press and hold, release occasionally, and then press and hold again. Whereas in the game you press the pedal down when you want it. So I think it's actually backwards. That's so that you don't have to hold down the button continuously to emulate pressing it. I always hate it when you get a pause like that and you go, is the game gonna die? But no, it's alright. We're fine. We're alive. We're still going. Florian says the norm nowadays is measured in hours. Yeah, DB used to be one of the best operators in the world, and something's happened. Something weird. Hackensight says simple but effective. Here I was thinking ESP and homegrown control software and all that, but it's the IT guy in me. Overkill, yes. Only makes it better. I got worried with that big pause then. But, uh-oh. But no. I haven't run this route for a while. So I'll probably be doing things. Florian is in the cab car pressing the horns? Yeah, possibly. Criminati says a lot of the pedals animate coming up, so the game holds it down and you press the safe button to release. Yes. I think this one, when you push, it pushes. But even so, you can't see the back of the pedal, so that might actually be this end's coming down, but the other end's coming up. So that's quite possible. Peaceful traversing a crossing. We're in a tree. There you go, listen to the cab car for a while. I shouldn't do this, should I? It's asking for trouble. I'm back. Hackensight was about to suggest the pedal for CIFA, and yes, RL is release. Yes. Florian said, lol, if it had a proper horn maybe. It is a standard German clown horn. Oops, I've got to... I'm powered off anyway, it's fine. So we're coming into a neutral zone. There we go, and there goes my MCB. And once we get out of the neutral zone, are we out yet? I guess we are. Let's turn that back on. And the train will boot up again. Here it comes. Oh, it's one of those noisy ones going the other way. And I can hear the fans coming back on, so we should actually be out of power by now. If we're lucky. Oh, I might have done that too early. Let's try now. Maybe? Maybe? Come on, be nice to me. There we go. I just wasn't waiting long enough. I've been patient. The delays when things happen in this train are quite realistic. Hello, Paul S. How are you? And morning to you, evening for me. Grumpy Englishman says, when you set the bar so high like with DB, it's hard to stay at the top. That's quite possible. We're in a tree, again. I'm out of a tree. Coming into Riesa. Hello, Holy Trucker. Florian, you want a US train horn? I actually know a guy that's got a large collection of train horns and he keeps them in his garage and will sometimes just let them off in the middle of the night because he's a bit of a bastard. And I don't think anyone that lives near him actually knows where it comes from because it's so loud you can't really tell. Quiet, Sifa. Leave me be. Just coast in the rest of the way. Back in sight says, it depends. The menu's already delayed and had faults en route and the train is running, so at least it shows in the statistics unlike cancelled ones. Yeah. And I got the circuit breaker pop at the same time that I got to do that, so you hear the big thump and you go, oh, what did I do? What did I do? And then you go, hang on, PZB. In we come. In like Flynn with a pat of butter. Who said that? Yeah, I'll post the manual again when I stop. I'm not going to chance spatting now. Got out 500 hertz, so we have to stay slow. Have to behave ourselves a little bit. So it even sounds like there's flats on the wheels. That's awesome. It's probably from all those emergency stops I did. I have to have tea and biscuits with the manager again. Sifa has one last chance to kill me off. And brakes excessively. Hopefully makes it. Hopefully makes it. Does make it. Yes. Wasn't even close at all. Look at that. There's a whole meter to go. Maybe 2. Cool. Let's pop around to the platform so we can have a look at the doors. And I'll open them. Left side. Let's say left door's locked. I think it did, didn't it? Let's try that then. Nah. I don't think it actually got to open them, but anyway, that's fine. Alright, next. We'll do one with the cab car. Could I show the white one after cab car? Yes. Let's return to the timetable. Actually, I probably don't want to do that because I want to choose the cab car, don't I? Where can I get the manual? While we're getting into menus and things, let me just grab the manual link for you. Manual is freely available now. And Raphael in chat, if she's still here, was the main protagonist. And we want to do the cab car. The expert. Let's do Colin Dresden. Dresden Colin. Colin Dresden. Yeah, why not? That'll do. Then we'll stick with I am on Discord. There's a link to my Discord in the channel page. Let me get it for you while we start a service. If the other people could just excuse me for just a moment while I go and grab the Discord link. Copy link address, paste. Oh, that's a stupid giant YouTube one, but that's okay. Let me grab the text of the link and paste that, because that will work much better. There you go. That's my Discord. All right, let's get in and actually drive this thing. Yep, I did pick the right one. Get it set up. Oops. And forwards. Unlock brakes. And then I need to... I'm going to put down the controller for a minute, do this with the mouse because it's just a pain with the controller. Down here, isn't it? Zug. I think. Am I doing this right? Or is it G? It's one or the other. No. None of those. None of those. I'm not demonstrating this very well. BRH. Is that the one? That's the one. Oh, that's the brake calculator. That's what I was trying to show you before. That you use the brakes you've added up from your cars and do your calculation in here. But read the manual because I'm not going to try and show it to you. I'll just make a mess. I'm trying to remember where I put the train data in. I'm getting this wrong, clearly. But I'll have to go up the other end and do it. Because it's not in here. Oh, hang on. No, I'm just an idiot. It's over here. It's fine. Yep. It's not on the display at all. I'm just a donkey. 20 will be fine. Train length. I forgot to check what it is. It is 203. 200 will be enough. And top speed 160. And bonk. There we go. Now you're welcome to copy my silly numbers if you want to, but that's not what you're meant to do. There's our little cab car. Quite nice. Got a little bit of weathering on it, so it's not a pure white machine. There's some weathering around the sides. It's very subtle, but you can certainly see it. It's like someone looks after it, which, you know, as a passenger vehicle, you'd expect that. Let that load people up. Hello, Mark Moss. Welcome. Ebola to return. Train data is in the back wall. Yes. Yes. I had confused myself. Let's hope I do CIFA better on this one, huh? And then we can do a run on the white one. I should show you the MFD version as well for putting in your codes. I think the white one's an MFD one, isn't it, Raphael? I think from memory. Ding. Grab the controller again and brakes off. And a little bit of power. Come on then, let's go. And of course it's very quiet in here. Do I really have any faults? No. Because your fault codes come up here on this one, so there's some that are there all the time, and there's other things that come up and you try and figure out what's going on. Did I go down the other end and set ZWS? It must have defaulted to on, because otherwise we wouldn't be moving. The question about the MFD was, is the white 101, is that an MFD or is it the ZDE one? That was CIFA. Oops. Why did I put the brakes on? Let's have some power. Up we go. Not too much though. The white one is an MFA, not an MFD. Okay, so we'll jump into the MFD one, and I'll just show you how to put the numbers into that one. And that'll be my usual crap way of doing the numbers, not the right way of doing it. And then we can, you can tell I use the horn a lot. Then we can go in and do a run in the white one. Uh-oh, I have a fault. Where's my faults? They're the same ones I had before. Are any of those important, Raphael? They seem to be the ones that are usually on. Ooh. I am being remarkably naughty. Come on. Break 1B. There we go. It's a little bit naughty. That's better. Now we're not being so naughty. You have to enable the train to kill 2 of those lights. Also overcharge your brakes just a tiny bit to clear another one. So if I do that, it should be... New... train line... Where is train line in this one? Electric train supply is on. No PZB. Is it a switch on the back wall? Bit more. That's actually dropping the pressure when I do that. Well, that got rid of a light, so that's good. Just right to the MCB, that one. Quiet, Sifa. Leave me alone. Oh no! No, no! That's okay. It's fine. Nothing to see here. You can all just go home now. So if I clicked it to start... and hold it there... What if I turn it off? And then turn it on again? Does that do anything? No. Because the one for brakes has gone off by itself. Alright, we should be able to move. If I don't... I use the right button anyway. Hang on, power up. Oh, hang on, I'm still blocked, aren't I? Why am I blocked? Because I haven't acknowledged. Or have I actually got a fault? Maybe I've got a real fault now. I do, look! I've got a real one! NBUEP. Ooh, gotta look that up in the manual. Unless Raphael's gonna help. Your MCB has popped. Okay. That'll make it easy. It's just this one. Yes. Thank you, Bolt the Railway Dog. I screwed it up. Let's put it on for more than a second or two and it says S goes off. I'm not stopped in the neutral zone, am I? That'd be embarrassing. We're not going anywhere after I've done that. Come on. And that's on for as long as I'm under 20. Okay. Can I move now? Maybe I can. I shouldn't really be expecting any great noises, should I? Brakes are off, so let's try. Yep, I can move. It's good. I only half screwed it up. Then enable train line if your MFP has closed. Okay. That got rid of a light down there. It worked. Cool. Thank you. Meanwhile, all these people here are going, what is he doing? You can, I think, use the mouse to put this into a percentage as well, so you don't have to use the ups and downs. Quiet, Sifa. Bolt Railway Dog says, you stopped just after the neutral section. Lucky. Yes, indeed. Oh, what I should cover is that screen. So if you want to get into the chaos factor in this one, it's the ST button on this screen. And yes, let's be stupid. Let's go for 5. And fly. And go back out again. That'll do something mental. It'll be fun. Honest. Nigel says, price is fair. Any more content to be announced on August 20th. May wait to purchase this locos and see what I want to spend this month. Yeah, that's a good point. See what's coming up. There are some big announcements coming, and don't ask me what they are, because I don't know. So, you know, I can't leak anything, because I don't know. It's cool. I'm happy to not know. Oddfellow says, ballsy move to do this unit live. I bow to you, sir, seriously. Look, I was definitely of two minds. And Raphael probably saw me say it in the chat group. But I wasn't sure if I was going to stream this or not. Because what I don't want to give people the idea of is that there might be a fault in the train when the fault's this thing. Because the train's actually quite cool. And I thought, I'll have a go. Because the embargo lifts, or has lifted, for the ambassadors. I thought, I'll give it a try. Because, you know, as long as I explain it, it should be okay. I'm locked out again, aren't I? I forgot about the falling leaves on this route. It's a nice effect. What have I done? I have no faults. So what have I done? Why am I locked out? Have I blown that again? Do I have anything? Yeah, I don't have any power, do I? I do have power. I can see power on there. And I have a fault now. Those ones again. But can I move? Can I drive? That's the question. Wrong buttons. Can I drive? No, I'm still locked out. Oh, now I'm okay. Oh, I just hadn't gone back to throttle 0. Silly me. And I need to do train line again. And Sifa. Excuse me. It's letting me drive. I'm ignoring it. On the ZSOS one, I need the overcharge again, I think. Come on, get on there. Should get rid of that one. No. Excuse me while I have a drink. See, I turned up chaos factor and now look what I've done. But it is still driving. It's got faults, but I'm driving. It's alright. We'll live. I can acknowledge it so it doesn't yell at me at least. And say, yeah, I know. I'm going to live with them. I've got less now. There we go. Do what I needed to do and then acknowledge them. Handy. Alright, let's go. Let's get some speed on. Of course, says, don't get me wrong, crawler work, because it makes a lot of sense, but I'll wait a bit. Yeah, it's okay for you to wait. That's fine. It's not an issue at all. And for some people, I mean, it is the price of a route, so I imagine some people will probably wait for a sale, and that's perfectly okay. I mean, it is Trainsim World. It'll be on sale at some point. Especially on Steam. I can go faster. More power. Florian says, we'll all be in the same boat tomorrow. Indeed. And it's a fun boat. I think when I first started to touch this thing, I think it took me 6 nights of a couple of hours of nights before I actually made it to the end of a route. And tonight we've got through one. So, It grows on you. I quite like it. And being someone who operates in real trains, albeit very old steam engines, faults are real. Every day. Every single day there's something different wrong with it. And you develop things during the day. Like last week, we could hear on ours that there was a bit of a knot developing in the motion. And we're trying to figure out where it was, and standing down, staring between the tank and the boiler, and trying to see under the footplate, and trying to see through a little hole in the floor of the cab, trying to watch the motion and see what part of the stroke it's happening on. We eventually figured out that we had a minor bearing issue. It was fine. It wasn't getting hot, so it wasn't bad enough for that, and we just kept putting more oil in at every station, so it was fine. But had we not figured that out and dealt with it, it would have become an issue during the day. The driver reported it, so well, the official driver, I did actually drive the train on Saturday, which was good fun, rather than just firing it. Does look pretty nice. Roof's got nice texture to it. It's always the risk with a white train that it's hard to get any texture and shape to it. But I think, yeah, I've got it. It's just not quite white, so it works. Stroke said Matt or Lucas run the platform with a clipboard writing your test score. I'm sure they would. It probably wouldn't be very good. Oddfellow says hang in there, we love you. Raphael says you can use the controller or keyboard to go up. When you hold lever in the up position, release, then repress the button very quickly. Again, it will change to the smooth throttle mode. Ah, cool. Should give that a try now. So if we go up, there it goes. I figured it out. Raphael's help, of course. But I don't actually want to speed up at the moment, not too much. Actually, I could speed up a little bit, it'd be fine. That must have been a nightmare to program that, it really must have been. Pick up a little bit more speed. I need to hold train line for longer, okay. Plus it's sensible, soon be in a sale, 50% next summer if you can wait. Yeah, probably. And that's what it comes down to, essentially, is if you can handle the FOMO, then wait for a sale. Absolutely. And I know a lot of the people that watch the channel aren't financially well off, and that's just life. It's how things work. I know before I became an ambassador, I used to buy all the content, and, you know, it's a struggle. But I'm the kind of person that wants all the shiny things. What do Moo think about this train? Sorry, it had to be done. And this probably wouldn't be going as well if Raphael wasn't here, to be honest, so thank you very much. All this says, I've got a few holidays, so if that comes first, I wasn't, I would buy it. Yeah, that's cool. Gav's photography said you didn't blow up the train. Not yet. The night is young, Gav. Train. That was pretty long for a German train. Neil TVA says, faults happen in aviation as well. My mum's plane returning home last week couldn't start the engine due to lack of air from the APU bleed. That would have been exciting. I love it when you sit in a plane and they go, we've got a bit of a technical hold-up. You look out the window and the wing's fallen off. This is the cab car. Yes, it is. Have a look outside. I'd get up and show you, but, you know, really shouldn't do that. It's a little bit of a bright time of day, but get the idea, I think. And this one you can hear Seafra on the outside. And you can see it's not modelled to be a pristine, smooth one. It's got a few bumps and grooves and bits and pieces, so... it's good. And the only sound you get in here, funnily enough, is air conditioning. Oh, and the nice squealing. Can you open the window? I've not tried. Yep. There we go. Sifa. Kuminati asks about the two brake levers. So the left-hand one is an air brake, and the right-hand one is your electric brake. I don't know if it's regenerative, it could be. And they will gang together if you... normally when you use them. I just noticed I'm getting a bizarre artifact when I move now that the window's open. I've never noticed that before. I will close it. And I will... oops. The reason I keep getting the buttons wrong on the controller is because I usually use rail drivers, so I'm used to that. I don't usually use a controller, and they're actually backwards, so... it's the other side of the cab. But that's okay. Comes an oily. Going zoom like an F1 car. And we can speed up a little. Why am I putting the brakes on again? Because I'm silly. And I've got a new fault, haven't I? I see you flashing down there. Oh, you've gone off again. Okay. Kuminati says, I'm kind of a suck that buys a heap on sale, almost have all the UK stuff as your favourite to drive. Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind flipping around the world, but I do have my favourites. Big Forest is actually my favourite route in the game, because I reckon it's got the best scenarios, and very good visually. Boston's probably my favourite gameplay, although BML is a very close second. Of the German routes, it's this one that I like the most. This one and scenically Niedertalbahn, but it's a bit slow for me. And I am being naughty, and I'm about to be stopped by the train if I don't do something about it. Too late. I got belted by PZB. I don't know if I'm allowed to recover from that or not. Yeah, it looks like it's recovering. Pumping the brakes back up again, I don't think it's actually going to completely stop me. Probably could have acknowledged sooner and not slowed down as much. So the brakes are coming off. And we are going to stop. How's that squeal? Is that a good squeal or what? Okay, no, we can't power up. Because I pressed the wrong button again. Dummy. There we go. Power it up. Back to 160. So see the PZB speed checking? It definitely works. Because I've told it my top speed's 160 kilometers an hour, and it went, you told me that you're only allowed to do 160, so I'm going to whack you. Oh, someone asked if this thing had PZB. The cab car doesn't. So no PZB in the cab car, the 101 does. Sorry, I just remembered I hadn't answered that question. I apologise for that. I think it was Florian asked about it. The cow says you have to move back into the cab. Yes. Do I need to acknowledge that? No, it's a yellow number. It's okay. Well, that one was worse than Zwangsbremsung. Because in that one, I don't know if you saw it, but the G light down here was flashing because I had gone too fast. And in fact, I had better slow down again, or it's going to do it to me again. I better slow down a lot. A lot. More. More. There we go, it's all good. Panic over. It's got pretty good brakes. All this says, not even tried the old BR101 yet, just got started with the German routes. Well, you could buy this BR101 instead of the other one, because the other one's a DLC as well. So if you wanted to buy one, I would buy this one, because you can actually run it in easy mode, and then it's like a better sounding, better looking version of the other one. So easy mode, if you're wondering, if you pop back out to options and settings, and I think it's in, no, player assist. There it is, expert mode here. You can turn that on and off. So if you want to run it in easy mode or simple mode or traditional mode or classic mode or whatever mode it is that you might want to do that, you can. I've slowed down a bit too much, but that's okay. Raphael says the cab car has PZB, LZB. Indeed. I haven't actually tried it in LZB route, to be honest. I should. Because, you know, then it'll drive itself and I can just sit back and go to sleep apart from whacking Sifa with my snores. TPWS Production says Defo LZB and PZB in the cab car. Yes, there is indeed. They have both, but they don't know AFB in the cab car. Raphael says I was at 150, it was fine. Yeah, that's what I was looking at, was the speed limit. It was all good. Stop that. Stop using the wrong bloody button on the controller. Yeah, back up again. Max power. Ooh, nice E. Slides on by like a big white sausage. Nice big Weisswurst. Tempting Paul Ness now. Nigel says, that's good that there is an easy mode, just wish this was a different loco from the one already in the game. Well, I guess they have to start somewhere, and if you've already got the model for one, and I guess also being able to gather the people with the expertise in the 101, I suppose that was an important consideration. There's real driving people involved in this, which is very cool. Florian says, and the ice driver went, ooh, cab car. Well, you know, we haven't seen cab cars in the routes before, so it's good to have one. If anybody asks, the cab car does not sub in with the other 101, only this one. 5 Ks to Dresden Neustadt. Then we'll have a look at the white one. I quite like this as cab cars go, because it does have a bit of sound and a bit of feel to it. I know it sounds strange to say it's got a bit of feel to it, but it does. Got a bit of immersion. I find most of the cab cars are quite disappointing, but this one's actually quite cool. That's with the controller and with keyboard. It's a little bit choppy, that one. Coming into Dresden Neustadt, I should probably start to think about slowing down, I guess. Yeah, I've tried it out in free roam, and I've hooked it up with different things, and it seems to work okay, so I haven't had any really significant dramas, and I get CIFA and PZB at the same time, as you do. Doesn't get better than getting both at once. Paulus follows a German driver on YouTube. I'm pretty sure he drives these. Yeah, there are quite a few German drivers who actually put their drives up, which is good to see. It's very handy to watch that sort of cab video, especially if you can see their hands. That's actually CIFA that's beeping at me. I was seeing the PZB helper and I'm hearing a beep and I'm going, what is it? What is it? It's CIFA. It's fine. Of course, now we're dead. But that's okay. Use the throttle, Luke. Come on, come on. Come on. There we go. Oops, Störung again. So I've got brakes and NBUEP, so I'm overcharged again. So let's bring that down a bit. That should get rid of one of them. Good. Oh, all my lights are off now. Good. And off we go again. Raphael says, if PZB beeps when you haven't pressed a button, it's already too late. You have nothing left to acknowledge. Yep. And I probably shouldn't accelerate too much anyway, really. No point going crazy. Because we're almost there. Mostly in ICE, says Paul S. Yeah, there's a few. So it's definitely worth having a look. There's Rail Cowgirl too. She's good. She sometimes drives in Germany. A lot of Austrian stuff. She drives quite a few things that you'll see in the game. I usually get whacked by PZB around here somewhere. I think it's on the other track. And after these poor people have picked up all their belongings and laptops and cups of coffee and stuff from the floor, after all these emergency stops, they'll be able to get out here in just a moment. Come on. So I'm not racing up to a red signal on this one. Having to throw out all of the anchors all at once. Still going to stop early though. I think. And yes I am. Put the brake on and open the doors. Go outside. Oh, I'm not in the building. Okay. Has it actually opened any doors yet? There they go. I really like that they open at different times, because it makes it more like actual passengers are doing it. So you just unlock it and they're letting themselves out. I am naughty, Gav. Well, this says Depot found a new plush kind. It tells you stuff like signals and LZB, PZB. That's the helper. And there's a lot of stuff on YouTube for LZBs, for PZB and LZB. Getting your train driving with LZB is easy. I always mess it up when you come out of the LZB area. Oh yeah, we're not finished yet, are we? Okay. Brakes off. And I've got to change brakes now, don't I? I hear a musical train. Away we go. Oh, I can't have power. What have I not released? That's released. Running. Running. I'm overcharged again. What else has happened? Nothing much. Did I shut the doors? I think I shut the doors. And I do have power, so why am I locked out? Why is it so? Did I lock that? No. Just put that on and take it off again. No. The brakes are releasing now, aren't they? You can just go ahead and move. But I'm locked out though, so I can't. Because I have got the red thing. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm locked out. Ah, there we go. Oh, I didn't go back to throttle zero. That was me when I stopped. Did not go back to off. Bugger. No, not a fault. Not with the train anyway. Fault with the driver. Turn up Gaving, I think I missed your comment. Hello, I can't wait to drive the new variant to the BR101. And Belaphon Productions, hello to you too. It is easily the best sounding rake of coaches in the game, in my opinion, because you get a nice continuous sound. There's no choppiness to it. No, I turned that off again. I didn't. The performance is really good, Florian. It's it feels like a proper train. So it accelerates and decelerates the way a train would. Even with the somewhat mental numbers that I put into ZDE. See the giant cooling towers in the distance. Something one of the people at work would tell me is water being tortured. Slide on in. A little bit more braking. Hello TC, how are you? Hope you are well. Almost into Dresden Hochbahnhof. Should Gen 8 console players be worried? Look, I really couldn't tell you, I don't know. I couldn't imagine why you would, because it's routes that gobble the performance normally. So, but I don't know because I haven't run it on a console. I haven't seen anybody run it on a console, so I can't really tell you. I guess we'll know tomorrow. Raphael says, well, actual passengers unlock all doors at once, usually because every door has someone getting in or off. Yes. Oh, no. Damn it. Ah. Yep. That one's 0. Wait for the brakes to recharge. See you later, Nigel. Nigel says, thank you for the informative video. I'll watch all later. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye to Neil TVA in chat. Dovetail Direct will be exciting, Neil TV8. I'm going to take the next day off work. I should be able to go now. Yeah, off we go. Lots of beans. And the passengers in the back are going, again? Yes, someone forgot to acknowledge the signal because he was too busy reading the chat. Zwangsbremsung indeed. They are nice sounding brakes, Paul. They are. And there's a little bit of squeal to them as you take off as well. I keep using the wrong buttons on the controller, but that's okay. Just don't want to pick up too much speed heading in here. And after this, we will switch to the white one and have a look at that. And go for a quick drive in that one as well. There is quite a lot of haptic feedback as you go over points and things like that in the controller. It would actually be cool, wrong way, be cool if more of the trains had the stopping and starting brake screech, because it is quite a common thing on a modern train. To have 2 bites at the squeakies this time. So what do people think so far? There's quite a few people watching, quite a few people in the chat. What do you think? Is it something that interests you? Is it something you've wanted in the game? Objective complete. Just get up here and then unlock the doors. About there, so we can see most of the train. And unlock. So there we go. Good little people. I do always like watching the people in this game because they're just silly. They're not meant to be silly, they just are. Lock the doors.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
That's the end of the other one, so let's go and have a look at the white one now. Jump back out to the main menu. This will be the last run tonight because it is a work day tomorrow for me and it is night time. To the trains, train depot. 101 expert. Would help if I was focused. We could run that 101. I don't think so. And here's the white one. What do we do this one on? Salzburg, Dresden, Bremen, Oldenburg. Let's go over here. Alright, let's do it for... Well, these are all long. Alright, we'll do some of it. Won't do the full hour. Hello, Chris Martin. How are you? Florian says it's brilliant. Can't say I ever thought about a DLC like this, but it's very interesting. Make a nice birthday present. Happy birthday. What should I set the chaos factor to this time? Oh, I think I'll have to set GSMR this time too, won't we? Because we're in a different country. Alright then, let's set it up. Normal, headlights, cap lights off, brake key, unlocked, come around here, that's okay, that's fine, and what is our train? I didn't even look what our train was, what is it? It is fully white. There you go. There's the white one. You can see. Oh, I'll stop that. See all the logos. Looks cool. Anyway, what actually is our train? It is 496 tons. I'm not going to add that up properly because I'm a lazy bastard. Let's get the doors open. Let's go and program the ZDE. And we'll do 9. Anywhere around 18 or 20 will work for passenger. And how long was our train? It's about 200 meters like the other one, I think. Didn't see to look how long it was. It is 256 meters. So we'll say it's 260 because that's closer. Let's put the length in. Oops. Didn't move over far enough. And our maximum speed will be 160. It's probably more actually, but let's go with 160 because we're not using LZB. If I remember rightly, we have to use LZB to be allowed to go faster than that. I'll wait until 1551. I'm getting better at setting it up. Let's set our chaos factor up a little. So we'll change the chaos factor, change it to 5 and apply that. So if you haven't been in the previous parts of the stream, the chaos factor is how many and how often you will get faults. You can go up to 100 if you're mental. You do have to get out of the chair to press that 0 button, which is a bit sad. Brakes look okay. Release, the other brakes are on full service, that's fine. We can lock the doors. We should be setting the GSMR because I think we're in a different country, but you know, whatever. I'm just going to ignore the GSMR. And just to be different, I might drive this one with the Moose. Wouldn't that be fun? Actually, we can use AFB, can't we? We can use AFB. It's down there somewhere. The floor heating, footwell heating, no. Fan speed, cab temperature, I'm sure it's down here. Crouch. AFB, there we go.
RFB.
And we can set that to 35. And give it some beans. Come on, give me some beans. There we go. Just got to get the cursor in the right place. Let that person just jump on the tracks then. Apollo says, since watching, I'm more interested in it. Does it matter what numbers you put in that box? Yes. Yes, it does. Actually, I don't know if I should have done that. Why am I interlocked? It's clearly working. Do I have a fault? No, I don't. I don't think. That's strange. Why does it say I'm interlocked? Well, clearly I'm not. Oh well, we shall drive. It does seem to be working, so I'm just going to leave it alone. There's something I haven't done, clearly. You can try setting up the radio ZB button. ZD. Then ZN for the train number. Then CIFA. ZN. No, one's not doing anything. Enter the train number, press E, the button via 5. TV indicator attached is good to go. Yeah, I think I probably should have done that before I left. But we can talk to them. Go up to 60. Light, Sifa. No, not my friend, Sifa. Wrong country. Ugh. Electric train line again. No, it seems happy. Because I have got that. And my brakes are a little charged, aren't they? That one's going to go up though. It's working. First you need the country you're in. GSME D in Austria. How do I get back where I was? Anybody know how I get out? No. No. Ah, that got it. Ooh, now I've done it. I clearly have no idea what I'm doing. Just making it up as I go along. GSMR and then D. Okay, so I go back out of here again. Zero? No, it's not what I want. How do I get out of there? R? Right, there we go. Quiet, Sifa. GSMR D. GSM? GSMR D, there we go. Rescued again. By the time we get that right, it'll be time to be out of here anyway. And up to 120 now. Does that mean I am allowed or I'm not allowed? That's why manual is the cab. Didn't I just do that though? Not allowed. GSMR RA for Austria. Oh, I thought I read RD. Quiet, Sifa. GSMR A. Whoops, passed it. Right, there we go. Yay! Now I can talk to them.
Dir bereits hier steht. Gute Reise noch.
There we go. Better hang up the call though. Right, Sifa. Yep. Now I'm going to do something that real train drivers will hate me for. Slowing down using AFB. Apparently you're not meant to do this. Even though the train quite happily does it. Almost missed that, and I need to get my throttle off. Made it. Now I probably have to do that. No, it didn't actually pop when I went through the neutral zone. I was quick enough. So I'll turn it back on. And then we can think about stopping. Fortunately, the brakes still work while the train's booting up again. I'm sliding into freelassing. D is Deutschland and A is Austria. That makes sense. Shouldn't it be A for Australia though? That's like Austria with kangaroos. Australia. See? Perfect. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Sifa could go wrong. Let's put some brakes on. I thought I'd just drive it with the mouse just for a change. And open doors. In a moment, when it stops. Eventually. Let's just pop back in and do what we're meant to do, which is... Oops. Direct brake on and release the train brake. Loading people up. Tam Walker says, I'll buy this, but I'll probably drive it normal mode, especially having the cab car. I get how much has been put in for me when I drive German stuff to chill. That's cool. Yeah, I'm going to be in Germany before I can set it up. Am I in Germany now? If I'm not, I'm close. Lock doors.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
I'm going to leave Austria, so we better fix this before we move, huh? Is it city? No, so that's the train number. That's not what I want. No, let's just put in a random train number. Make it happy. Let's get moving anyway. Train brake, release. And put some throttle on, and it should just go, I think. It's not going to just go. Did I have to put that back to 0 when I stopped? Probably. Because I am interlocked. Why am I interlocked? No, I'm not. Yeah, I am still interlocked. What have I done? What have I done or not done? Do I have a fault? I don't have a... I do. I do have a fault. UIC Zugbus. So it'll be a fuse anyway. 46F100. Alright. Brakes on. Let's go figure out what to do with this. There's the one. Door controls. That's why I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't shut the doors. That makes sense. Okay. Did that clear? Let's see. Yep, that's cleared. So now let's try and shut the doors again. Let's try and shut both doors. Have I got doors open or closed right now? Let's have a look. Closed. Closed. Alright, what else haven't I done? Let's have a look. I've done something to it. Oh, we've got 5 is what I want to get into the thing. And then we want to choose GSMRD, which was that ZD from memory? No, it wasn't. Go away. Yeah. It's probably not being able to read it. But what have I done to the train? Have I powered it off? Yes. Somehow turned it off. Okay. Now we're going to be fine. So release that. Get you up to 90. And you from power on. It might be too early to do that. We'll see. Depends whether it's all come up or not yet. Yeah, it's too early. Brakes haven't released yet. Brakes aren't releasing at all, in fact. Train. Well, I don't have a fault. So whatever I've done it. Get out of there. Brakes are still on. Let's try and put them full service and then off again. And release. There we go. No? Damn, they stopped again. Door button. Ah, they're unlocked. You're clever. Thank you. Thank you, SimWorld Life. Brakes are still on though. Let's try and put them on and off again. And that's released, isn't it? It is, I think. What have I done to it? 11 to leave the current menu. Just pretend there's nothing wrong with the brakes. Great stream, thanks Kat. And then 5. Really? Which one was it? No, not that one. No, brake's still showing no sign of releasing. AFB keeps the loco on until you move the power lever. Okay, let's try it. No, it's powering. Yay! Thank you, Turnip Gaming. You are a lifesaver. Now we'll go back to try and set up the GSMR, which I'm clearly screwing up, which is... border crossing, you have to turn off the MCB, door button to turn top position. You're currently on both sides open, not closed. I did well, thank you. Doors not locked, no problem. AFB kiss loco, brakes on, reset AFB. Telephone book 2. That one? Don't think it's that one. So I'm still in Austria. How do I change zones? See, I should read the manual, really. Then I'd know. But, you know, we'll just bumble through it. It's not really all that confusing, Belaphon. You just need to know how to drive it. And I have nowhere near finished learning it. Look. These are just cool. The 103. Thank you, Sifa. And go up to 140 now. Probably 135, really. 0 to hang up. I'm in a call. Oh. Well, that would have pissed the signalman off, wouldn't it? And then... menu. Okay. Netswell manual. Okay, 1. So I assume I have to do an E on that. Right. And GSMR D Deutschland. There we go. E. Yay! And you know what? I'm going to... Uh-oh. I've got an award. I'm going to copy that. Copy the text. Because that's going to be really handy for later. Just chuck that in a notepad file. There we go. Thank you, lifesavers. But you can see it's not actually that complex to drive. What have I got the chaos factor set to in this one? Let's have a look. So, 2. Apparently it's 5. Let's just leave it at 5. Gratuitous bridge shot. Come on. Show me the bridge. Show me the bridge. Oh, it's pressing the wrong button on the mouse. I've got a new mouse. It's actually a trackball. And I'm struggling to get used to it. I shouldn't have put it in before this stream. I really shouldn't have. But that's life. It's all good. We'll cope. 160 now. Yeah, definitely worth learning it. And just to help people, I've been in the chat a few times, but this is the manual. It's available without having to buy the DLC, so you can have a look through the manual. It's 140 odd pages. It's well worth reading. And now to make all the train drivers mad at me again. I had a guy who watched one of my streams get so mad that I was using the AFB to slow down the train. He sent me a lot of comments, and it wasn't one or two, it was a lot. You're not meant to do this, apparently. But I am told by some drivers that they do it. Belafon says it took a while to learn the PMDG 738 in MSFS, so Flight Simulator, but it was worth it. Yep, 140 pages. But, you know, it's a good read. The author, or one of the authors, is actually in the chat here. It's the person who keeps rescuing my bacon every time I screw it up. It's not a bad rule of thumb to turn things off if you turn things on. Yeah, it could be operating company things, and it could just be drivers too. No one's watching them, so they go, no, I don't do that. But really, they do. Let's get a CIFA in before we do an outside cam. And I clearly haven't run this route for a while, because that took a long time. Does anybody else just quietly panic to themselves when the game just goes while it thinks about what it's going to draw? I always worry about it. But I am curious why people wouldn't drive speeding up and slowing down with the AFB, because, I mean, the train will brake. It's not just using the electric brake, it'll brake with the air brakes too. So, I don't know. It is a good congratulations to the whole TSG team, indeed. I could see why you might not want to do it with freight, because the train handling with passenger trains, I know you need to be gentle to the people inside, but generally they're not heavy and they're not big. So you can be a bit rougher with them and they're very forgiving. But freight trains, I mean, forget about the giant American freight trains that are just crazily miles long. But even normal freight trains in Europe and around Australia, you do have to be smoother with freight. Otherwise you break them. So that might be why things about tearing couplers apart. You haven't got me this time, Sifa. It's 9:36 PM here, so I'll keep running this till 10, but I don't think we'll actually get to the end of the route by then. But we'll keep going and then I'll call it a night. I'm sure the other ambassadors, so especially the German-speaking ones, will start coming online. And they'll start streaming probably in their afternoons or evening, I would imagine. Couldn't imagine they want to do it in the morning. Can you open windows here? Don't know. But there are blinds and stuff you can play with. See? You don't need to see. Seeing's overrated. And if the glare's getting a bit too much for you as you drive into the sun, you can just drop them down a little. Kuminati says AFB LZB will automatically adjust and stop a loco at a signal or blocked sector, see why you can't use it. Yeah. LZB I think is okay to have that stop you. I've never seen anybody say you shouldn't do that. SimWorld Life says AFB braking is not allowed with slower speed. The e-brake does not brake in a proper way and bring not a good driving behaviour. Yeah, I could get that. Kuminati asks if freight trains down under are pretty long. Are they longer in the US? They're a lot longer in the US. My very simple life opinion is that trains are too long in the US. Way too long. And I think that's why they get issues, because when something goes bad on one of those things, it goes really bad really fast, and there's not a lot of recovery. So here we run probably up to about 2 kilometers, which is about the longest I think you'd ever find. Hey Anarchist Angel, how are you? Turnip Gaving says, SimWorld Life in-game it's fine to turn them off, in real life it's illegal to turn off safety systems. Yes, very much. And unless you do have a fault with the safety system, then you would be able to disable it, but chances are you'd have to tell someone and give them an opportunity to either replace your train or tell you it's okay. Below the bar to open the window. Ah. Clever. Yeah, I suppose you'd only want to open that when you're going slowly, wouldn't you? I think we'll shut that. It's a bit noisy. Back up to 110. Oops, not that fast, not that fast. There we go. Raphael says, LCB, actually I know it should be able to slow you down, but I heard in the rulebook it's forbidden to have it stop your train. The final braking should be done manually. I can see why it would be like that, even though the automatic system can do it. I can see why, as you were approaching a red signal, which is probably the only reason LZB is going to stop you, the driver should take positive control of the train. Because the driver is ultimately responsible. It doesn't matter what the computer's doing. The driver's responsible for what happens to the train. So if LZB did not stop them for some reason and they rolled through the signal, they couldn't say, the SPAD's not my fault, because it is. They're the one sitting in the chair. So I get that. I could understand that. Yeah, it's interesting the different kinds of thinking around the systems in trains, and different operators, different approaches, different training. Anarchist Angel says it's forbidden to stop using only the e-brake because the brakes are much less effective at slow speeds and technically cannot stop you unless there's a slope. And the e-brake might not be able to stop your train from a rollback. Indeed. Simwell Dive says windows are pressured by to get the pressure in the cab stable at high speed. Yeah, indeed, because these things do go pretty quick. I'll just leave that where it is for the moment, since we've got a 110 coming up. Anarchist Angel says it's a bit of an old rule because AFB has had rollback protection for a few decades now, automatically applying holding brakes at slow speeds. And Delift GmbH was a company notorious for turning off safety systems and causing accidents. They lost their license due to it. SWA says if your main breaker cuts open, your whole brake force is gone in an instant. That's why you're not allowed to brake electrically into a buffer stop. If they're regenerative brakes, yes. If they were resistive brakes, they should still work with the main breaker open. But regenerative brakes that are going back into the overhead, they wouldn't, because you've lost your path back to the overhead. Because I don't know if people realise, I don't know people who are involved in trains, this little switch, this is not your main breaker. Your main breaker is a massive oil-filled switch back there somewhere. Because it's switching... What is it on this one? Is it 25,000? Whatever it is on this one. Let's go find out. It's in here somewhere. Is it that one? No. That one maybe? 15,000 volts. That's what you're switching. So that tiny switch on the dash doesn't do it. That just activates the real one. We can go back up to 125. It's very sensitive, Mr. Mouse. Very sensitive. I should use the keyboard to do that, really. Would work better. It says, Anarchist Angel assuming it's a German company. Correct, they regularly ran without PZB. It's very simple. AFB braking is under LZB or not allowed on slow speed under 100 kilometers an hour. So very simple, do not use it ever under this speed. That's fair enough. SWA says the resistive brakes still need the inductive charge from the transformer, which is cut open at that point. That would depend on how modern your locomotive is, I think. But I do agree, when in doubt, air brakes, this one. So this time I'll do it properly. Some brakes happening now. Okay. I'm not actually sure what I did wrong that time. Because I made it down to the speed. Right. That wasn't safer. Oh, we have a fault, don't we? No? I just got bocked on the head. Yeah, it was PZB that hit me. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, you can be quiet now. Thank you. We all happy now? Can we go? I think we can go. And I should bring this back to 65. Just missed the 85 cutoff. That was a bit too slow. SWO said at least in a 111 it doesn't work with the MCB open even though it has brake resistors. I know it works in the trams that I was trained to drive. You don't need to have the overhead to use the resistive braking, but that's just them. So it's quite possibly different in different flavours of traction. I remember when this route first came out, everybody's going, ooh, look at the mountains. It was cool. Anarchist Angel says apply at least a direct brake to secure your train against rollbacks. Yes, that would be a good practice. Apply some traction, take and release the direct brakes. That would be a good practice. That actually mimics what we do in Steam. Love the noises this thing makes. So on the steam engines that I'm on, whenever you're stopped, you do apply the independent brake fully, always. Regardless of what else you're doing. The only time you don't is when you're checking the travel of the brakes. Right, Sifa. And off the end of the platform? Perfect. Not. Go watch out, doors opening. Hello. What do you think of the big white train? Do you like it? No? You can get in if you want. It's over there. Well, that way. Yeah, it's actually that way, because my camera's backwards. Annika Angel said, recently went there in real life and looked at the mountains. They are pretty. Now she gets up and goes, see? So we should do this the right way, shouldn't we? Get rid of the train brake. Oddfellow says, before I get off, I want to ask, which heritage railway do you work on? It's Pupping Billy, it's called. It's a 18 mile or 26 kilometre railway in Melbourne. Dun. And power. And we're getting traction. We are getting traction, and we can release the brakes. That's a much more comfortable way of doing it, because you don't roll off backwards. I like that way of doing it. Raphael says I'm going to have to leave for a bit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining in too, because you made this thing look the way it's supposed to look. Because it's, you know, it's me that doesn't know what he's doing. It's not the train. So you've been really, really helpful, and thank you. Florian says, I still enjoy this route a lot. Drove it yesterday in the 103. Managed to spad just before Rosenheim. Oh, I know that. I've had that. Anarchist Angel says, look at the 628. Just whack Sifa and whoops. We can go and have a look. There you go. No, that's not it. That's something else. And over here, there's a 363. And up here, there's our 628. Just going to wagging. Going the other way. Bye-bye 628. With your headlights on facing us. I've got a fault. See, Raphael goes and I get a fault. Let's see what it is. We have a relay, 47F01, and we are moving. Next halt. But you know, we're running AFB, so we'll just quickly run back. We'll do a CFA, and we'll quickly run back and do the fuse. You'd never ever do this. There it is. Which one is it? The display. Who cares? Back in the chair and acknowledge CFA really fast. Made it. There we go. Now my display's booting up again. So, cool. Cleared the fault. Yes, you're not supposed to do that until you actually stop, though. I would suggest. And 110 we want to be going, and I want to go and shut that machine room door too. Let's just quickly go and shut the door because it's noisy. FIFA. Now we can go up to 110. Oh, 105 actually. Turnip Gaming says, I noticed the Castle Wurzburg Ice 3 mostly uses electric brake to maintain speed or slow down and applies the friction brakes when it needs to when AFB is enabled and LZB. Yeah, there's quite a few that actually do that. The 113 does it too, I think. Is it 113? Maybe? Look, it runs Windows. When you see that boot up, you actually see a Windows XP boot screen. It's kind of scary. See you later, Oddfellow. Enjoy yourself. Anarchist Angel loves the little school buses. Yes, drive to your next station. Ah, whatever. Well, it did shut down my screen. Shut down my right-hand screen. We're in a tree. Surprise. Oops. I'm being naughty. We didn't slow down with AFB, honest. We're not slowing down with AFB at all. No. Well, it is a fairly old train, Gab, so I would kind of expect it to run an old... And it's Windows XP embedded, which actually is still supported. The company I worked for in a fairly distant past used embedded XP in all of its ticket machines. SWA says sometimes the Ebola lags off and you have to right button enter back into the Ebola application. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Ooh, windscreen wipers. Ooh, windscreen wipers. Where are windscreen wipers? No. Let's say 20 degrees. That's nice. Windscreen wipers. Where are they? I don't think I've ever turned them on. Where are they? No, that's LZB. They have to be somewhere really obvious, don't they? What's that? Horn? No, it's not what we want. Cooling fan? Air compressor? Oh, come on, they've got to be somewhere obvious. Couldn't be down there, could they? I wonder if they're actually near AFB button, though. No. There's another button down there. Wipers, there they are. Wouldn't want to get that wrong and grab the red one, would you? See, obviously I've never turned them on before. Allowed back to 130 again in a moment. Anarchist Angel says, yeah, our new ones still use that, so I mean it works. Why change your running system? Well, you're not too likely to get hacked on a train, so it probably doesn't really matter. My mechanic is a dyno that needs Windows 98. He just spent 4K on a Windows 98 machine. Yep. That would feel good, wouldn't it? Thanks, Florian. Sifa. You're a naughty bunny, Sifa. Are you going to try and drive, or are you actually going to stop? You're going to try and drive? No, yes, no, no. Okay. Now you'll do it. Whoops. Hang on. Better keep the train drivers happy. What are we supposed to do? 125. Now that's some throttle, and it'll work fine. Got power. Let's go. Cool. Don't go outside the train. You can't hear C4 outside on this one. That I would think is actually a bug, that C4's on the internal channel only, not the external one. Because there's a channel that plays everywhere in the entire world. You should hear C4 on that. Turn Up Gaming says, and gets a Windows update prompt saying upgrade to Windows 11. Haha. And the new apprentices still have to learn and get tested with a ruler. And we haven't even got it in the game yet. SWO says, neither at Reggio where I'm at either. So, yeah, one day. I showed it earlier in the stream, but there is a trick with this brake. If you put it on, you have to put this handle into emergency before you can release the red one. Every time I catch Sifa. Yay! Ones. And they do still run a lot. Cool. Dovetail and the cameras in trees. And Sifa got me, didn't it? I was out just long enough, admiring the view, and what happens? Sifa gets me. Well, at least I can show you this handle and show you how to reset it then. But we'll just wait till everything stops and it's happy again. So if you put this thing on with the emergency brake, you can't actually release it. What you have to do is put this one into emergency, then you can release it. And then release that. It'll stop yelling at you about faults and you'll be able to go. Eventually. Actually, it's locked out, isn't it? Why is it locked out? What have I done to it? We haven't got a fault. Oh. Our brakes are not charged, are they? Let's charge them up again. No? It is holding it off. Did I not acknowledge a PZB, maybe? No? I've killed it. I don't think I've lost power. No, I've still got power. Florian says management have asked you to leave the train where it is. They're sending another driver to relieve you. That's probably a good idea, Florian. But I don't have any faults, so... Let's just do what you always do. Reboot it. Well, let's do it completely. We're going to reboot the whole train. That's what we're going to do. Getting pantographs? No pantographs. I'll probably have to wait for it to boot up anyway. Actually, I'll probably need to go to neutral, and then I can probably do pantographs. Yep, I heard it, I think. I've got both. Look at that. Cool. Even better than one. Windows with Rail Simulator. Look at that.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
It's none of those.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Let's see if the brakes here. Oops, wrong one. No. Alright, put you off and put you off then. Can I charge my brake pipe? I cannot charge my brake pipe. Brake key is unlocked. Double pantos means double the power, of course. What have I done to it? Done something. Oh, you know what? I never turned the train line back on. That'll be what I didn't do. Are we going to get charging up brakes now? Maybe? Can we? Maybe. I can hear a compressor running in the back. No. Someone want to translate that for me? Does that say you fucked it up? What have I done? Oh, hang on. Bet you I know what it is. No, I was thinking AFE was doing it. No direction of travel. Oh, what a donkey. But I still haven't got brakes though. So yes, that was wrong, but still no brakes. I always love the way it does that. That hasn't gotten rid of the interlock though. Try resetting the PZB breaker. Let's go have a look. I have got direct brake on, I haven't. Yes, good, good. Which one is PZB? I could try resetting them all. I don't see anything that says PZB or Indussi. What's that one down there? C for fault isolation. That one's CFA. I could just turn off the fault system. No, I don't see anything that says PZB. This one up there. Nope. Yeah, there is a breaker somewhere. Oh, we don't have train data either. So the reset took our train data out. Hang on. Let me turn that back on and go and put train data in. It's not just the valve, you have to do the breaker as well. Alright, let's put in fact that's everything we had, that's fine. Like that. Now let's see what happens.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Nope. 3F482 is the breaker. F482 5 2 3 2 F482 3 4 F82 3 4 F5 it's 5 2 8-3? There. I don't think that was PZV. I don't think so. Does say HBU something. I think that shut down the locomotive. Hasn't solved the PZB problem. Or the brake problem.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
And do the PZB dance and press all the buttons. Yep, time to call the 363, you're right. Or we just use the manual. So if we search the manual for PZB breaker, let me search. Why can't I search? PZB parking brake. Oh, what are the parking brakes on? Let's have a look at the parking brake and see if that's come on. Why are you doing weird things to me, game? Nope, still not charging up the brake pipe. No, there actually isn't a fault, because if there was a fault, it would light up there and say so. So there's nothing at the moment. Nothing that's detecting anyway, so I might have actually broken it. That is possible. Let's just try and put you on. Let's just try and reset that again. Now I've got a fault. See what that wants. No, none now. So that was just the emergency fault. About brake release? No. I think I've killed it. Press the lamp button in the bottom right of your front dashboard, the one that says proofs. No. Yeah, when all else fails. It's not charging up the brake pipe at all. Let's just turn everything off. Actually, the PZB light's gone off, you notice that? Reboot the train. Is there a PZB breaker here, maybe? No. Now, is there anything dead up here in the breakers? No, they all look fine to me. They are all in the right line. So are those ones. Make sure there's nothing in this one. No, everything's dead. There's no reverser in. Brake key should be locked, I would think. Yep, brake key's locked. That's what it's supposed to be. Not that that should work anyway. With the train turned off. So we've left it long enough. We don't have a PZB 1000 light this time, and look what's happening. The brakes are charging up. Yay! It's an impressive battery that it can do that. Just wait for my screens to boot. No pantograph. Maybe it won't actually do that before I actually have my displays up. Let's be patient and wait. But I think we're going to be able to go as soon as the train comes back to life because we've got a charged up brake pipe, which is what we didn't have before. The only difference was I locked the brake key this time. Alright, now we should be able to do this, I think. Maybe. I don't hear any noises. No pantograph. Oh, hang on. Right, pantograph. There we go. Gunk. We have voltage. Things are starting to boot. Oh no, the PZB light's back. And we've lost brake pressure. God damn it. What's the fault code say? Nothing. There's no fault. No fault to be seen. Well, that's really tedious, that is. Let's just see what happens. Will it charge the brakes up? No, it won't. Nah, I reckon I've killed it. Oh well, it's kind of bedtime anyway, because it is almost 10:30. And it stopped raining and the wipers are still going. There you go, I'll turn them off. Do the PZB dance again. And that didn't help. You can't just use the keyboard to turn off PZB in this one. And we've got a fault again. But it says that we don't have any faults. So we have a fault, but we don't have a fault. So it's confused. How do we actually turn off PZB? Let's look in the manual. 51 is LZB. Parking brake. fault. Actually, you know what we haven't tried to do? We haven't done this. There we go. There we go. I told it to clear the faults. And it is now pumping up my brakes. And now we can do a PZB test probably. And now, if I put that back to off, put that back to off, put some power into it. What are we, 140? That'll be alright. And I hear it powering, and there we go! Yay! Solved it! It still reckons there's a fault here, though. Yeah, it still reckons there's a fault, but then you come in here and there isn't one. I will get... well, train data will be missing now because I just rebooted it. And I'm going to do something really naughty. I'm going to put it in while we're moving. Which is probably a really dumb thing to do. Is it in now? No, it's still flashing. Let's stop. Well, it's certainly chaotic. Yeah, the train data is missing now. Yeah, it is the wrong mode now. Oh, don't you dare! Don't you bloody dare! Ah. Iron. Why did it go into CIFA with the brakes on? Anyway. Right, now we've got the right data. Now we can come back here and reset from CIFA and we'll be fine. It will be fine. Won't it, CIFA? We're pointing downhill anyway, so we'll let it roll. Power. And drive. And drive. Or don't. Yay! Okay. It worked. This time I had a faulty fault system. That was what I turned off, you know. Alright, good. Let's go. See? Aren't trains with faults fun? Yeah, I can understand why Annika Stage vomit from doing that move. I really could. Getting up while the train's running? Yeah, I can see that. It's not really what you meant to do, is it? Not really. Not really. Ooh, my mic's really loud. Just turn that down. I've probably been yelling at you lot. How's that? That's better. Yep, got another fault. Fault and velocity greater than 0. No, it's empty again. So I think what my fault is my fault system has a fault. I think that's where I'm at. My actual fault system has a fault. So maybe what I should do is actually go and turn off the HBU. But we're not. We're just going to drive. Because we're going to finish this. God damn it. It's happening. Sang-Chi, you can speculate all you want on future versions of Train Sim World. I will not join you. We lived. We've worked it out. Yay! The mic was perfect, you think? Oh, okay. I'll put it back where it was then. But it just looked loud. Oops. It was on 10.5, which is a lot. Oops, am I going too fast? I'm going too fast. Hang on. Oh, did I turn AFB off? I must have. I'm just accelerating. Alright. I don't think I turned AFB back on again when I turned it off before. Because I just blew the speed limit out the window. Yes, Sifa. Hello, Rails. Hello, Caleb. Volume is fine. Okay. I think the game's pretty loud too, but you know, if it works for you guys, it's good for me. Actually, let's never do this while you're moving, folks. Let's turn AFB back on. And yeah, I know you're going to put the brakes on. Just be nice to me. Be nice. It's alright. I'm giving you everything back. It's fine. Don't panic, little AFB. Let's give you some power. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. See? I gave the AFB computer a heart attack and it's happy now. Someone got the paddles out onto the AFB computer. But we are driving the most complex locomotive in the game. I should expect some interesting things. You just woke up, Caleb. It's kind of the wrong side of the day, mate. And it says I've got a fault again, but still no fault there. You know, I'm convinced that's what it is, that I've got a fault in the fault system. That's okay. We're able to drive, we will get our passengers where they're going, and it'll be good. Rails of Illinois says German trains are never late. Really? They're one of the latest train systems on the world at the moment. They used to be at the absolute pinnacle, right up there with the Swiss, but something bad's happened and it's just not anymore. And we're clearly late. We're 38 minutes late, but we've had several faults. See you later, Turnip Gaming. Thank you very much for watching. 6 AM in the States. For some reason, Caleb, I thought you were an Aussie. Guess not. Gav says, to all passengers, your driver is running very late as he is playing with buttons and breakers. Faults because it's a local TV service. Yep. Oh no, we're going to turn the wipers on. That's what killed me last time, I think. I'm going to blame the windscreen wipers. Wait, Sifa. Annikus Angel says, oh, we're not that late. It's overplayed a lot. Yeah. Well, on our railway, the timetable is a list of stations to visit in the correct order. That's the way we see it. Yeah, Florian, there are speed magnets, but there aren't many of them. If you see, I think it's either 2 or 3 in a row, they're speed magnets, and if you are going too fast, that will stop you. But I'm not sure it's PZB that's stopping you then, because the light that actually comes on when that happens is the G. Show target speed. I didn't know you could press those. What was that? Huh. Remember to press the Sifa pedal while outside, so I don't get a Sifa penalty. Anarchist Angel says Fernwerker high-speed trains are very late, yes, but at Reggio with a punctuality greater than 90%. That's good. 7:26 a.m. in Chicago. It's time for coffee and a bagel. Anarchist Angel says to Florian, that's a PZB GU GPA, signals that require you to lower your speed a lot but don't trigger 1000 Hertz. Ooh, got to start thinking about slowing down for this station too. Two could be a bit harsh. Someone asked me how well it stops. We're finding out. Pretty good. Yes, people, walk to this end of the platform because I'm not coming down there. You'll be okay though. Direct brake and doors open. How long did that take to figure out what was wrong with the train? It's like 15 minutes? 20 minutes? Look, works. How many more spots have we got to go anyway? That's the one by looks, Rosenheim. That's cool. So we'll be able to finish the service before I go off to bed. Lock doors. We better watch them lock. Off we go to Rosenheim. Let's get some power on. And we have power. Kill the direct brake. And away we go. So even this train with this degree of reality, Nick, hello, with this degree of reality tells me that it would be very hard to steal a train from knowing the simulator. And it's still insisting I've got a fault, but I don't have one. We've been having fun, Linnick. Can you set the PIS in that train? No. The coaches do have guard controls. There are lots of buttons that you can push and poke in the coaches as well. There is, of course, and I'll just press C for before I go down here. There is, of course, the cab car down here on the back, which is new. So you can certainly drive that now, which is cool. We drove that earlier in the stream. I'm currently driving a nightmare service that's had fault after fault after fault after fault. And currently I have a fault with the fault system, which is kind of funny. Did I get delayed at freelancing because of the border control? So, well, we should blame that, shouldn't we? There we go. And yes, the white 101 is quite nice. And it's just dirty enough that you know that it's dirty. So yes, we've had an interesting time, stressful time, trying to make this train run after we've had faults. 110, I need to slow down. Oops. Quiet. Anarchist Angel says, when you're driving with AFB, you have a holding brake, don't technically need to operate the direct brake. Handy. And Anarchist Angel doesn't like the white 101. Oh well. You just get out a couple of cans of spray paint and paint it black. It'll be fine. What could go wrong? 17 k's to Rosenheim. And since we've Seaford, we can do this. Ooh, sparks. Just remember when you're driving, to see for acknowledge when you're outside, because you can't hear it. Anarchist Angel loves the combination of red loco and white and red coaches. Leonos, yes, faultception, Kuminati. Imagine what would happen if I turned it up to 100. This is only on 5. Anarchist Angel says RDC painted some of their 101s blue. I think the 101 needs to be pink, just saying. All my diesels and railroad are pink. It does make a nice noise struggling with the hill, doesn't it? You know it's actually doing something. Where are we? Alright, we're nearly there. One of my cats came to visit, but I don't know where she went. So I should buy one so I can have a pink one. Cool. Yeah, the fault system's still going off every now and again. And we're in a tree. Oh. Stayed in the tree too long. Ah, sigh. Sigh. You know, I could just see clipping something like this, playing to the song Pump It Up. Zoomed in on the bricks. Alright, let's go. Oh, there they go. I guess that was AFB's holding brake. Maybe that's what it was before. Maybe it was AFB's holding the brake. Ah, would be. Don't know. This is as frustrating as a real train. I have to say that. It really is. Gab said we should have one that's pink with another with a US bell on it. No US bells. None of the ding-dings. No ding-dings allowed. Anarchist Angel says, reminds me I once actually sat in a tree to get nice photos of the train that passes. I've been known to do that. There's a pine tree near Menzies Creek Station on Puffingbilly that's excellent for overhead shots. It's like having a drone, but without one. Quiet, Sifa. Community says, I missed the TSC external camera that would reset position when the train got too far. The 4 camera. It's still there in TSC. It wasn't for a while, but it came back. But yes, it would be good to have it in Train Sim World. Do you know, I actually had to think about that for a moment. What game am I playing? Oh yeah, it's Train Sim World. Coming through the pretty little town. We'll ignore the fact that it's after bedtime. I'm determined to finish this. Even though we're now in the slow bit. Should pass the back of that board by now. There it goes.
Sifa, Sifa, Sifa.
Yeah, it is weird, Anarchist Angel, that sad missing out in the DSO is because you're on duty driving an actual train. Yes. Yes. I get why you do, though. There you go. All sorted. You can play the game on your break. Now, if you weren't driving German trains, you could just play the train while you were driving along. But, you know, German trains require a degree of attention. Tree cam. Overpresses Sifa. It's getting a bit steeper as we run down the hill to Rosenheim. Definitely real rails. Let's see if we get true T-cramception. We'll try it again in... Wait for it. How about... Now? Straight in the tree. What about now? How often do you press or release the Sifa pedal, Anarchist Angel? It's almost time to go faster for a little while. Once we come down off this hill. Depends on the model of Sifa. And you can't half tell that it's getting late here because my heating just shut down. Because it's going, you should be in bed. So, seat Sifa, 30 seconds until the warning shows, so less than every 30 seconds you have to do the press. 2.5 seconds to audio, 2.5 seconds to the penalty. So 5 seconds, that's not too bad. Eight Ks to go, a little bit of sun coming out in the rain here. It was kind of funny when I started testing this, not telling you details of the testing program because I can't, but started testing this. It actually took me 6 nights of a couple of hours each night before I could get to the end of a run. Just working through faults and working out what had happened and problem solving things. And I got to say, it was a lot of fun. It was very frustrating, a little bit like what's been happening with this one. Yeah, it's clearly fun. Because I've still got a smile on my face. But at the same time, a bit annoying. just realised I'm supposed to go into the office tomorrow too. No working from home tomorrow, sadly. Oh god, I don't have to be there early too. Oh well. I used to complain I was left out of the decision making. Now it's all my problem. I can't chuck a sickie tomorrow. I've got too much on. Much as I'd like to. Tell away at Störung. Hey, you never know, it might work. I'm tipping I'll have a PZB coming up. Maybe? No? That's surprising. Yes, I was working late last night, boss, and I caught CIFA. So if you called in sick instead of saying you were sick and said that you developed a fault, I wonder what they do. Three Ks to go. When you arrive in Rosenheim, can you dial 9990-1004 in your GSMR? Alright, let's try it. You can just press call, which is that one? No, maybe not that one. Yes, it is. I don't want to talk to you. Go away. How about that one? Red light coming up. You can just see it down there. Oh, is it red? Yeah. It's always hard to tell on the German signals. I suppose we can crawl down towards the signal. Currently calling all drivers, so if we do 55E or 52, so 5, 2, oops, 2, not 3, 2, ZVM. I'm just driving towards a red signal though, so let me have a look. So I suppose enter, enter.
Ihre Flugvorbereitungsmeldung wird jetzt bearbeitet.
There you go. I'm glad you like that. This isn't the red one, is it? It's the next one that's the red one. Let's hope it's not this one. Anarchist Angel says, I love preparing a train for half an hour, doing all the prep work, initialization checks, etc. And then when you're done with it and basically good to go and your departure time nears, you dial that number and get the lovely automated voice. And SWA always calls the signalman themselves. Well, let's try calling the signalman. Up, up, up. There we go.
FDL hier, alles mit der Ruhe. Bitte geht weiter, sobald der Fahrplan dazu ist.
Access denied. You'd have to be pretty chill to be a signaller. But what's out in front of us, do you think? Let's have a look. We're waiting for a platform, by the looks of it. Or are we? No, because we're going into the one next to that train. So it must have already reserved the block that we're going to cross over. So we might have to do this the good old-fashioned way. Remove train. Bye! Oh, it kicked me out of my chair. Oh, hang on. I didn't do that, did I? I didn't remove mine. Yeah, get started. And we can go now. What? I just have to stay slow. When all else fails, delete the train in front of you. It's a good trick. And if you didn't know you could do that, now you do. I mean, it's not as though I'm 37 minutes late or anything. 39 minutes late, maybe? I'm being good, don't break me. Ah. I got PZB'd. I went too fast. You can do it on services, you can't do it on scenarios, unfortunately. Can we go yet? I guess we can. What are you set to? 20, that'll be fine. Hello, Matty Lynn. You just missed me failing. Off we go again. Had a very interesting journey with many faults. Many faults. Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about, Anarchist Angels. It's impossible to be on time there with the Gronk, and then you are on the wrong side of an incoming train and can't get around it and get stuck. Yes, so deleting it will probably work. You just go to the head end of the train and click and then delete. Oh, you need to couple to it. Yeah, that'll be problematic. Unless you spawn another train in its place, that might work. Can we make it the last kilometre? Should be able to go faster now, shouldn't we? Let's go up to 35. That should be safe. Nearly there. One last chance for Sifa to get me. If you look at my brakes, they're slightly on. That's interesting. So right now I'm driving against the brakes slightly. Here comes Rosenheim. Are we going to get there? Are we finally going to get there? With our sad and unhappy train. Imagine if it pulled a fault now. When you're only a few minutes away or a few seconds away from getting into your station and it goes, nah, not going. You got it, Anarchist Angel. That would be my locomotive, because that's what that indicator is. Bogey smoke. Tasty. Especially if it's 1950s train, you get bogey smoke with a proper flavour of asbestos. That's what you want. And there we go. That'll do. Open doors. Now you're gonna want me to dial that again, aren't you? Was it 5, 2?
Ihre Zugvorbereitungsmeldung wird jetzt bearbeitet.
There you go. Just for you. Load our passengers, see how terrible my score was after finally getting here. And I don't think that's worth an achievement by itself, just actually getting here. Yeah, still going, you Burke. I'm actually just about to finish because we just finished a service in the white one that had an interesting collection of faults, and it's still got some because we actually had the brakes on for the last few meters there. Unexpectedly. Oh, I have had Störungs, yes. We've got one right now. Alright folks, that's been a very fun play, I think. There's quite a few new people watching, and the people who have been watching in the chat certainly appreciate it. Definitely appreciate Raphael's help in keeping us going, because I do not have expertise in this train. I've only just started learning it, and it's going to take a while to learn. It is a lot of fun. It's as frustrating as operating a real train, I have to say that. So yeah, look forward to it, folks. Enjoy it. Have fun. You will get stuck. And just if anybody else needs it, I'll just pop the link to the manual in the chat again. That's for the manual. And I think it's time for me to go to bed. Even though we've just had, I think, 5 more people join. Oh well, you've joined just in time for the end. Rewind, go back to the start, and you'll be all good. So we've had some interesting adventures in the train. And yes, Atticus Angel, good job apart from the felonies. So, it's not as though I jumped out of the chair and went back and checked circuit breakers or anything. I mean, AFB took care of the train. What was the problem? Anyway, all good. Have fun. I will probably get some more practice in on this if I get time, and maybe do another long one on Sunday in my normal streaming slot. And we will see how it all goes. So I'd love to know what you think of it once you get your hands on it too. So chuck it in the comments on here or on the Sunday one or wherever. Excuse me. And in the meantime, enjoy. And yeah, thumbs up from me. Enjoy. It's what we've been after forever. Excellent. Alrighty. See you later. Bye. How did I go live again? What's going on? Bye.